Jack.
Idiot.
Sorry, Mum.
Leave that woman's bosom alone. What was the score? We haven't even got Celtic score. Don't be filming me.
We're about to do a broadcast.
I'm not on yet.
Toilet, isn't there?
Oh, shut
Oh,
up.
there is out there.
Evening.
Yeah, they all like that. I mean, they're all... But it's artistically done.
Well, we've got naked women and we've got naked women, yeah.
Whale's head on me. David, you have a very good evening, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. I really don't know how this programme ended this way, but still, never mind. Iain Lee is next. He will be a very sensitive and serious soul.
I'm going to go in like I'm going to prison.
Good evening, and good evening.
This time. Evening.
Hello.
Ash has been feeding them tonight.
Uh-oh.
I wake up in the morning and there's mess everywhere.
Vomit on your bed.
They better not be. They really better not be. They can stay at yours tonight, maybe that's the thing. Come on, girls, let's hit the road. Let Mr. Lee leave him to do his thing. Is that your jacket, man?
Mine?
Is that yours? That's very nice.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Not the big.
Right. Strong, aren't we?
Well, they've been fed.
Yeah, bread.
Is that what you've been feeding?
Yeah, bread. But Prince Charles's bread. Prince Charles's bread.
Oh, the very finest.
Come on. Prince Charles.
Yes.
Now look what's happening.
Talk Radio.
See you later.
Bye.
Make the Vanarama van. Make your business look the business. What about not needing
And those headphones, please. If you could say, oh, God, I'm so fucking tired.
All right. Can we have a quiet show?
Yeah, let's do it. I can't have days like today too again. I just can't do it. Well, saying that, I'm up at
Business users
8
initial
tomorrow,
rental
probably earlier.
£1,500
Fucking hell.
10% back 35 months.
I really miss my mum.
20% back. Conditions apply.
Go to vanarama.co.uk and lease a Vanarama van.
Are these headphones turned up? Did you?
Everyone hates it when their broadband slows down. But with the ultimate speed
There
guarantee
we go,
only
thank
from Vodafone, you get super fast broadband speeds or money off until it's fixed. And our pay monthly customers can get super fast fibre home broadband for only £21 a month. The future is exciting. Ready? Vodafone. 18-month agreement subject to credit check and availability. New and upgrading customers only. Terms apply. Visit vodafone.co.uk/broadband.
At Green Flag, we think the AA are great. They've won bucketfuls of awards. They'll give you unlimited call-outs when you get in a pickle. Pickle. And they cover 100% of the UK. Very good indeed. So why do we think that is so great? Because Green Flags do all of this too. And we'll have you AA renewal quote. Green Flag. Common sense to the rescue.
There may be a charge for call-outs with the same problem. Savings based on our closest equivalent UK vehicle cover for vehicles 10 years and under. T's and C's apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
Good evening, I'm Serena Farrow. The father of a 3-year-old boy has appeared in court.
We'll have a bed,
charged
please.
with involvement in an acid attack of his own son. The 39-year-old is accused of conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm. 4 other men have also been before magistrates after the toddler was injured on Saturday in Worcester. A man who claims he was abused by a doctor at a children's home back in the 1970s describes being given drugs which left him feeling like a zombie. Police have been investigating the late Kenneth Milner after more than 100 people claimed he assaulted them at Aston Hall in Derbyshire. Dave Martin says he remembers being stripped and taken to a room.
He put a mask on my face and started to drop fluid on it. I knew I was losing consciousness. I fought back with what bit of strength I got and managed to knock the bottle out of his hand, this bottle of ether. I was left in the cell then. I tried to stand up. I was falling about. The room was full of gas.
Talk Radio has been told many people caught up in wildfires in Greece weren't warned of their severity. The blazes along the coast near Athens have now claimed the lives of 80 people. Almost 200 others have been injured and dozens are still unaccounted for. Lucia Jibalavu has been telling Talk Radio that many people were caught out by road diversions set up by traffic police.
People ended up being trapped there, and nobody knows why that was. Obviously, it was a mistake of central planning.
Thank you, Helen.
That
Correct.
caused people to either jump out of the cars and try and find the sea. But the area there has quite a few narrow paths, and to get to the sea, you do have to know which path to follow.
Meanwhile, Ireland's ambassador to Greece has confirmed the death of Irish
Right, where are
national
these headphones
Brian
that should be here? For
O'Callaghan
fuck's sake, I haven't got
Westcott,
headphones.
was caught up in the fires whilst on honeymoon in the coastal town of Matty.
Look.
The first permanent sign of water on Mars has been discovered. Scientists think they've spotted a lake around 20 kilometres long on the planet's south polar ice cap. Could further boost the chance of one day finding life on the planet. And high air pollution alerts have been triggered for London tomorrow.
I thought they
Mayor
worked
says
too well.
it's because
He's
the
the one
heat has
ready.
combined with toxic air and emissions from the continent. The alert is to advise people with lung conditions not to exercise too strenuously. And indeed, staying on the topic of weather, clear and dry overnight, very warm in towns and cities, little fresher though in the countryside. Tomorrow, again, a mostly sunny and hot day.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Jeez, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but flippin' heck, man, this weather's just utter balls, isn't it? No one likes this. No one likes it. Well, you complain when it's too hot, and you complain when it's too cold. No, I don't. I don't complain when it's cold, because I know what to do in the cold. Put on a jumper and a scarf. So no, I don't complain when it's too cold, because it can never be too cold. I like the cold. I don't like the heat, because it gives me sweaty balls.
Oh, God.
My balls are sweaty. You know what? You know what, ladies and guys? My balls are sweaty balls. And I blame that on Jesus. Jesus and God and the Virgin Mary for making it so goddamn hot. Make my balls sweat. Got sweaty balls. It's Jesus. I will not stand for it. 0344 499 1000. That's dramatic music, isn't it? Let's just jump forward a bit and find something a little bit more upbeat there. It's hard to find upbeat loot music, but we're going to really... What? I turn your computer off. I can hear me coming out of your computer. Yeah, thank you.
What? I've not done anything.
Yeah, I heard you. Heard me coming out of your computer.
When?
I heard it.
When though?
Just a minute ago, before I told you to turn it down. I could hear me. Let's just crack on with this. Let's see what we got. I mean, come on, guys. Caddick?
Hiya, Mark.
Right, so we're playing a game.
What game are we playing?
And if you look at a watch or a clock, I'm gonna poke your eyes out.
I've got my back turned, I'm outside, there's no clocks outside.
Keep your back turned. I'm gonna say ready, steady, go, and then you're gonna tell me when you think 60 seconds are up. So far, this is the league table, right? Yeah. And I remember this from yesterday. We had, Zach, was Zach under or over? Zach was 48 seconds, right? What's the, Kasif? Was it Kasif? He was 59, and Andre, bizarrely, was 58.57. Okay, I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about Andre's time a lot today. I've been working all day, filming stuff for Loose Women, and I kept messing up my lines, and at one point the director took me to one side, and she said, very funny French woman, what are you, you seem to be distracted, what is wrong? And I said, this old drunk guy phoned me up last night, and he estimated 60 seconds almost spot on, and I can't stop thinking about how he did it.
You're going to miss that when you go on the farm.
I will. He must have been looking at a watch.
He must have cheated.
He must have cheated. No cheating from you, Alan. So I'm going to say go, and then I'm going to keep quiet. You can talk if you want. You can count. You can do whatever you want. You've just got to let me know when you think 60 seconds are up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, steady, go.
1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, half a minute, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. That's 1 minute!
Oh, mate, that's miles off. That was 51 seconds.
Well, that's not bad for first attempt.
Well, it's pretty bad considering Cassif and Andre, a drunk man, got it almost spot on. So pretty bad.
The power of drink.
It could be the power. That's the power of booze. What you got for us, Al?
Well, you just moaning about when it's been so hot.
Yes.
We've got thunderstorms coming up, buddy. Are you going to moan when we're going to have too much rain?
No, we're not going to have thunderstorms.
We are in Birmingham.
No, you're not. Here's my prediction for the weather this week, right? There will be no thunderstorms. There's talk of thunderstorms. There might be a little shower, but it's not going to break. It will not break.
So when will the rain come back?
The rain's gonna come at the end of... It's a week at least. I would say it's 9 days.
So around end of July, beginning of August?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, sure, the end of next week, yes.
Sounds tempting.
It does sound tempting, doesn't it, Alan?
You ought to be a weatherman, because you need weather for the farm.
Yeah, exactly. How are your balls?
Mine are hot, sticky and sweaty.
Thank you very much indeed. That's Alan Caddick with his ball up there.
Sticky and sweaty.
0344 499. How are your balls, Catherine? We don't talk about women's balls enough. Really? Wowzers! I'd love to end this sentence. Let's go to Jack. Good evening, Jack.
Hi.
Hi, Jack. Oh, hi, Jack. I didn't mean that. Sam, I didn't mean that. I said it, and then I stopped for a second, and then I thought, what? And then I was like, what have I done? And then I was like, oh my God, I've done a joke and I didn't mean it. Hi, Jack. Hey, Jude. Oh no, I've done it again. This is nuts. Anyway, what you got?
I have no idea what just happened.
What? Sorry, pardon? Say this again. But this time I'm going to ask you to try and say it in English for me.
I'm sorry, I've been practicing Danish for the past 10 days.
Uh-oh.
I know.
I know, yes.
So how are you?
I'm on top of the world. I'm so tired. I've been filming all day. I'm tired. And then I'm up early tomorrow morning, so I'm tired. But I'm all right. I'm all right because I'm very excited about going to Manchester on Friday night. We're doing the show from Chelsea's home in Manchester on Friday night. And Saturday, there's 4 tickets left, guys. Catherine and I will be performing in Manchester. 4 tickets left. Go to iainlee.com/event to see the link to buy the tickets for Manchester. And also on the Saturday lunchtime, we're going to go to Jenny McAlpine's restaurant, Annie's, and the food is going to be served by her husband, Chris. A guy called Chris is a great guy. He's going to do food for us, and we're going to work him ragged. We're going to make that guy. We're going to run him ragged in that shop, and he's going to want to give up the food trade because we're going to run him ragged. There's a hair in my jacket potato. That's what I'm going to be saying. That's what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to bring my own supply of hair, Jack, to put in the jacket potato.
Okay, the chocolate potato.
Chocolate potato?
Why does everything end with chocolate?
Jack, did you start drinking today? Because I've got to be honest, I think you're breaking the law.
Drinking? No.
Have you been fighting?
I've been fighting
Have you been doing a lot of gluing today?
No.
Okay, thanks very much for your call, Jack. Wowzers. Broken Britain there, guys. Oh, let's see. Let's go to Chuck Winkle. Good evening, Chuck.
I gotta say, you're on real good form tonight.
Thank you, Chuck. How are your balls?
My balls are in my pants, thank you very much.
Okay, and he means trousers.
Yeah. I got a song.
Have you?
Yeah, it's about my personal hero and the great leader of this free country that we all live in over here in America. It's about Donald Trump.
Okay, beautiful. I'd love to hear it. I'll stop the loot and you're away you go.
We play it. I sing it now?
Do you want to sing now?
Well, yeah, you know, if you love me on.
You're on.
Right.
So you can sing now if you want, or we can come back. I mean, do you want to do it later?
No, I can sing it now if you want me, if you're ready for me.
I am ready for you.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go. Away you go. This is Chuck Winkle singing his song about Donald Trump.
I'm Donald Trump, little dump, and I'll take a dump, little dump, on people who don't support my cause. I also eat coleslaw on beef burgers, dibble. I feed him back a bit here, John Wayne.
Sorry?
Hey, coming back in my
That one's coming in your ear. That was a really great song, Chuck. Excellent effort. Thank you.
All right, God bless.
Okay, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the feeling he was disappointed with that performance, as was Britain. You right, Boyley?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We're both a bit tired, aren't we?
God, I miss my mum.
So sorry. When did she pass?
She didn't. She's gone on holiday. But I was looking after the kids, but me.
Summer holidays really do suck.
When did they go
Kids
back?
are watching programs I don't give a... It just, honestly, it's relentless, isn't it?
Yeah. Gumball, they're watching. This new
I've
thing
not
called The Loud House.
I didn't get to see my kids today. It was my eldest's first piano exam, and I was really hoping I didn't read the call sheet for today, and I thought I'd be home to go with him to the exam, and I couldn't, and he was very nervous, and I said, how did it go? He said, it was good, but I had really shaky legs.
Oh.
I said, that's nerves, my baby boy. So I do worry. Let's get serious for a bit. With the divorce and stuff, I've not lived in the same house as the boys for nearly 2 years. And my wife is working a lot at the moment, which is great. And I'm working these silly hours and living in a different home. Soon, hopefully, next week, to be living quite far, significantly further away. And I just feel, this summer holiday, I really feel like I'm not able to pull my weight as much as I know. I'm taking away to New York, and we went kite building yesterday, and so I'm doing stuff, but I just worry that we're putting them in too many clubs at school during. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm not doing my dad duty as summer holiday kind of vibe, and I'm not there tomorrow. I'm not there. No, I am there tomorrow. Not there Friday because we're going to Manchester. And, all of that.
Yeah, but when you get the house, then things are going to change.
Yeah, they can. Oh, by the way, when I get the house, I'm going to New York for a week. Could you pop round and feed my cat? Because it's about an hour away from you, so that would be really great if you could just pop round and feed the cat twice a day.
What? What, in the morning?
Well, she'll have breakfast. She has breakfast.
Just like to give her double dinners.
Don't be so ridiculous. She'll eat it all in one go.
Well,
you got to feed her. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter if it's a bit late, 7:30. And then about 5:15 in the evening. And if you could sit and play with her for an hour each time, that would be great. Is that okay? Thank you so much, Catherine. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee and Kevin Boyle on Talk Radio. That's actually true. That's actually a true story.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Yeah, it's a true request.
Opportunity is closer than you think. It can take you to places you've always wanted to be, and it's around every corner. So if you're looking for your next permanent, temporary or contract opportunity, hop into one of our 200 local offices or search Pertemps online. Pertemps, the face of recruitment.
Millions of
It
BT
all works out.
customers have just had their broadband price increased for the second
Well,
time
do you know,
this year.
The good news is you've got 30 days from when they
Because
tell you to
I think she'd
leave,
escape from
penalty
your
free.
house.
At TalkTalk,
There's
we're
an
the only
impact.
major provider to
What it'll have to
guarantee
be,
no
I'd feed her on a
price
Sunday.
rises on your broadband.
You could do it,
right
you could
now,
do it on
our
Tuesday.
award-winning unlimited fibre broadband
Yeah, I want you
is
to get a
just
replacement cat, so I say to everyone who looks after them.
24
Get a
months,
replacement cat.
including
If
line
you could do it
rental.
on a Tuesday and
As
Friday.
part of our big summer save until the 16th
Wow,
of
there's a slight
August, you can
hesitancy
get
there from my
9 months
bestest
of
mate.
Sky Sports for just
Wow.
£15 a month when you take unlimited
It's like we're
fibre.
only seeing
So
someone
say no
Tuesday
to
and
price rises and switch to
But I'm not
TalkTalk
talking
today. TalkTalk
I've
for
been
everyone.
thinking-
Terms and conditions apply.
At Green Flag, we think the AA are great. They've won bucketfuls of awards. They'll give you unlimited call-outs when you get in a pickle. Pickle. And they cover 100% of the UK. Very good indeed. So why do we think that is so great? Because Green Flag do all of this too. And we'll have your AA renewal quote. Green Flag. Common sense to the rescue.
There may be a charge for call-outs with the same problem. Savings based on our closest equivalent UK vehicle cover for vehicles 10 years and under. T's and C's apply.
Neon-lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me.
Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000. Let's go to Stamford in Lancashire, the home of the Stanford experiment, and speak to Hannah. Good evening, Hannah.
I think I can do this minute game.
Okay, well. Oh, what now? You mean?
Yes.
Well, okay. Someone's phoned up to volunteer for it. Right. Okay. Are you looking at a watch or a clock or anything?
No.
Okay. Right. Ready, steady, go.
1 shaggy pony, 2 shaggy ponies, 3 shaggy ponies, 4 shaggy ponies, 5 shaggy ponies.
Thanks for calling. Let's go to Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Oh, good evening, both of you.
Oh, sarcastic from Simon tonight. Did you hear that, Kath?
Good evening.
Good evening to both of you, says Simon, one of my top 5 callers.
You haven't asked me how my Nollocs are.
How you what?
My Nollocs.
I'm not interested in yours. I'm only interested in a select few testes, and yours are not on the testes list.
Well, they're only small, so it
Okay.
doesn't matter. A couple of things. First of all, you know your rabbit hole tour,
Don't suggest a place for us to go. Because everyone suggests places for us to go where we'll do really, really well, and then we do really, really badly. Like Edinburgh holds 200 people, we've sold 30 tickets, and now I've got to fork out about 60 quid for posters. So that's good. So I don't want anyone. This is it. Once these tour dates are done, that's it.
Well, look, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I often hear you talking about the costs involved.
Yeah. Oh.
Being a nice man.
Simon's going to sponsor us.
I'd like to say that if you did happen to come down my way,
We're not.
I would volunteer to run you both around and be your taxi.
Thanks very much for calling. Because that is where the main cost is. He's right. It's when the main cost of doing a live show is the driving we do within the town around the theatre. That's the main cost of it. Not the petrol getting there, not the hotel or Airbnb, not the posters, not the hiring of the venue. It's right. It's the distance from the theatre to the chippy to the hotel and back again. That is where the cost is. And Simon, I'm being mean. That's a very generous offer, but no, we're not doing any more shows. We need to radically rethink. Because hey, listen, man, maybe people are bored of us. We all know that money is tight. It's too hot. Who wants to think about buying? Going and sitting in a tiny little theatre to watch two idiots?
One idiot.
Well, don't be so harsh on yourself. I was just trying to be inclusive to make you feel better. But it would appear that the golden goose has had its throat slit, and the blood is seeping out of its wounded neck down its once magnificent white-plumed body, and it's now bloody. And so I think once we've done... Here's my thinking anyway. Once we've done Manchester and Edinburgh and Glasgow and Bath and Brighton...
Yeah, that's probably enough.
That's enough, isn't it? They're not selling, and that's fine. They're not selling. I don't know about Brighton actually. I'll send the guy a message. But I think what I would like to focus on is the Rabbit Hole TV show, doing that from my new home, and working around that, and seeing if we can do something with that for a little bit. We still do the podcast as well. We could. I don't know. Just thinking. Just thinking. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So here's the exciting news of the day. This is the biggest news story of the day, and no one has picked up on this. And this isn't even me doing a joke, right? This is apart from the horrific case, and they didn't quite get the story right in the news today on Talk Radio, about the rape of children in the children's home. It wasn't. It was how I heard it on Radio 4. It was a psychiatric hospital for children, more specifically than just a children's home. And maybe someone can back me up on this with actual facts. I don't know, because I was in the back of a cab dozing off. And it happened from like sort of 1950 to about 1975. And these kids with psychiatric issues were given what they were calling a truth serum, which basically turns them into zombies, makes them go catatonic. And some of them, get this, were raped whilst wearing straitjackets. Wowzers. I mean, and I'm listening to this thinking, flip it. And I think the main rapist, who was questioned under caution, died quite a long time ago. I don't know if there are any of the other perverts that were working there or knew about it still alive, because it was quite a long time ago. And I think something like they did say in the news report there, 100 victims have come forward.
115 witnesses.
115. Am I right? It was a psychiatric hospital. So they didn't mention that in the talk news.
In Derbyshire. And
I think that's important, actually.
That person there, that witness, that survivor, mentioned the straitjacket being used.
It's an extra, as if a children's home isn't bad enough. Of course it is. It's not. We're not playing top drums, but it's an extra level of vulnerability and an extra barrier between victims speaking out, if they are able to, and someone believing them, because okay, all right, son, those kids really are nuts. They think that the good doctor's raping them. Oh, jeez, they up their dosage. It's that kind of vibe.
Obviously, they got mixed up when we're giving them their treatment.
Yeah, so it is significant, and I'm surprised that they didn't, on the Talk Radio news, they didn't mention it was a psychiatric hospital. Serena, wasn't it, of course, doing it? We used to work with at 3CR. Because I do think that is significant, and I think it's heartbreaking, and it's another thing. I said the other day that I hate this country. I really do. I do hate this country, the more I think about it. Because there are stories like that, and people go, oh, yeah, but that ended in 1975. That ended 43 years ago. And I bet that's still going on. That is, what happened there is still going on somewhere today. It's still going on somewhere today. And another story I heard yesterday, the anti-corruption, this is insane, right? Let's get heavy for a bit, guys, and then we'll talk about sweaty balls, and we'll play the 60-second game. The anti-corruption department of the Metropolitan Police, did you hear about this?
No.
Do you know what they're being investigated for?
Not corruption.
Yeah, corruption. The anti-corruption department of Metropolitan Police. It's something like, I think 3 or 4 cops have been questioned. 24 are kind of are being looked at. They're being investigated in corruption, right? In terms of covering up police who've misbehaved. So bribery, police involved with bribery, police involved with child abuse, and the implication was these police officers have been accused of these crimes, and the anti-corruption department. Why isn't that the front page news? Anti-corruption department of the Metropolitan Police is being investigated for corruption. And people say, oh, well, the police aren't racist anymore, and we've all learnt lessons from Hillsborough and all of that. And you go, yeah, okay, right. I'm sure things are better. Things are certainly different, but it's still going on. I'm not knocking all police. I've got a lot of respect for the police. When me and my boys are out and we see police officers, particularly if they've got guns, I will always make a point of saying hello, and the police are great, and the police have helped me out when my mum got robbed, and the police, I think a lot of them are great. But there's still, if they're investigating massive levels of corruption from the people that should be protecting us from corruption, that's nuts. This story about these kids in this psychiatric hospital in the 50s, 60s and 70s, God, it breaks my heart. I heard that and I wanted to cry. That will still be going on somewhere else. This country sucks, man. This country, I'm sure loads of other countries have got all of these things going on as well, but people say, I'm so proud to be British. Proud of what? Proud of what? Proud that kids used to get given a drug that made them catatonic and then forced into a straitjacket and raped? Some of the most vulnerable children that we had in this country? We're proud of that? We're proud that our coppers are being investigated again for corruption? Jeez, man. We're proud that, here's my bet. Go into your bookies tomorrow and put a bet on Brexit not happening. It ain't going to happen. It is collapsing around. Nothing. I'd be glad if Brexit collapsed because I think it's a terrible idea. But it's going to kick off everybody, all the alt-right, all the extreme left. Everybody's going to kick off. Oh, jeez, this country's so miserable. In fact, we should do Brexit. Just get it out of the way. Do it, and then it's done, and then maybe we can move on to something else. But everybody is at each other's throats. I told Catherine off earlier on just for being annoying. And she was, but she always is. And I should be better than that, and I should be able to rise above that, and today I couldn't. That's why I hate this country, Catherine. That's why I hate this country. So?
You better now?
I am much better, thank you. Although I'm about to get worse, because the next caller is Mo.
Oh.
03444991000. Good evening, Mo.
One of the reasons, Ian, that why...
Okay, thanks for calling. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes.
Your number one drive time destination.
High revving radio with Eamon Holmes.
Showbiz news, current affairs, big names, special guests. If it's happening, we're on it. Get home with Holmes.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes. Weekdays from 4
on Talk Radio.
Whispering lunar incantations for cross-parents, cross-dressers.
And did you know this about me?
And cross-rail workers.
Steel and polycarbonate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got a very poor internet connection.
On Talk Radio.
Anyway, those weren't the stories I was talking about. You can call in about anything, by the way. If you're expecting me to ask you a question, dear listener, well, if you've been listening for a while, you know I tend not to do that. So if you hear anything that we're talking about that you think, oh yeah, I'd like to have a say on that, 03444991000, free for most of you, pennies at most. You'll speak to Sam. He'll call you back straight away if there's something that you think we should be talking about. You'd be very, very welcome to. But no, here is the biggest story of the day. They've discovered a lake on Mars. You hear this?
I do.
Oh, this is awesome. They have actually discovered a lake on Mars underneath some ice. And here's what they're going to discover next. A Sky remote control. They're going to discover Earth technology on there, right?
A toaster.
There'll be a toaster. There'll be like they'll either discover like one of the old white iPods or like an iPod like 23 or something. Because my theory is, and I genuinely believe this, right? Chariot of the Gods, Eric von Daniken, and people go, oh yeah, loads of that stuff in Chariot of the Gods, Eric von Daniken was disproven. The guy's a nut. Okay, well, a lot of it hasn't been disproven yet, so why don't you just kiss it, right? My theory is that we lived on Mars millions and millions and millions of years ago, and for some reason, whatever reason that was, some of us were forced to move to this planet that we call Earth. And it may have been a nuclear war, it may have been natural disaster. It could have been anything. It could have been us. Could have been climate change. For whatever reason, we moved to Earth maybe a couple of million years ago. Catherine, your argument against that always is
it sounds like bollocks.
It normally is slightly. It normally is slightly more intelligently worded than that.
That's the summary of it.
Okay. But I genuinely believe this, and here's what's going to happen. They found a lake on Mars, right? So life is a life on Mars. Not anymore, because we moved here, say a million years ago, for argument's sake, right? But it means life could be supported on Mars, okay? This is huge. This is actually huge, right? My theory is the next thing they'll discover, and it won't come out. They won't release it. They will discover something that is reminiscent of Earth technology. Something that only a biped with opposable thumbulators could make. something that will be instantly recognisable to everyone.
What, like loom bands or something?
Could be loom bands. I'm thinking more like a Sony Discman, or a Rubik's snake. But there will be something. They will find something. And I don't know if they'll release it, if it'll get leaked. Sam's believing this. Sam's buying into this because Sam's mind is open. Sam's mind is young, fresh, virile, pulsating.
Okay, well, let's talk to Sam after 5 years of working with this.
And your mind is old, dirty,
shriveled,
haggard,
battered,
decrepit, and useless. That's your mind.
Wow.
That's your mind.
I draw the line.
That's your mind. So let's... Yeah, you're right, Chris. Chris on YouTube says they might find a soda stream. They might do. They just might do. Is anyone still... I don't want to do the whole, hey, you guys remember... But people still have soda streams. Why would you have a soda stream when you can buy... Because you had soda streams in the 70s, because you couldn't really buy fizzy pop anywhere.
And also, we were used to crap pop then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you couldn't really buy pop in many places apart from the newsagents or freezer fare. And then you didn't get many types of pop.
No.
And it was pricey. But, so you had a soda stream, so you could do all this stuff, but do people still have them? Because you can get pop dirt cheap now. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Seb. Good evening, Seb.
Good evening. I've got a soda stream.
Shut your face. Have you?
I have, yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah, two reasons. One, the sugar tax, obviously.
Oh, he's avoiding the this guy's a genius. Yes, Seb. Well done, mate. Player.
The second, cheap white wine, tastes like really nice Prosecco.
Oh.
He's making his own bootleg champagne.
You're missing, of course, 3. Get busy with the fizzy.
Of course.
So hang on a minute. How much? Because we would use it way beyond the air canister. You know, the air canister would be dead for like 6 months, and we'd still be using it. So how much does the old SS setup start at?
Pretty cheap, 30 quid, 40 quid.
Wowzers. Oh. I'm enjoying that. Have you ever, and I'm going to ask you, how old are you, Seb?
30.
Right, okay, then the answer to this is yes. Have you ever fizzed up your whiz? Have you ever weed into a glass and soda streamed it?
No, but I'm going to tonight.
Yes, man! You? No, because I didn't have a soda stream after the age of 9. But if I had one now in my new house, that'd be the first thing I'd do. And then I'd serve you some Fanta. Homemade Fanta.
You're horrible.
Oh, Seb, that's great. What have you got for us, Seb?
Bit of sugar.
Bit of sugar.
Seb, I've got a question for you. I've been thinking about calling you for a couple of days about this, for you and Kat. But, I kind of didn't want to, but then the conversation about the children from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll ask. Is grooming still grooming if it's for late teenagers, aka over the age of consent?
Hang on a minute. Say that again. Because there were a lot of trigger words in there, and that was a big old sentence. So say it again.
Is grooming still grooming if it's over the age of consent, but like late teens? Or any age, I guess, but...
Well, yes. Yeah,
okay.
In as much... But that's the short answer, I think. In as much as it is very possible, and dare I say it to some people, very easy, to, over a period of time, manipulate someone into having sex with you, whether they want to or not. Do you see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hang on, Catherine's pulling.
Not whether they want to or not, but when they wouldn't ordinarily.
Okay, that's your definition.
I don't think whether they want to or not. I don't think you can manipulate them into having sex with you if they don't want to.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Well, hang on a minute. Of course you can. That's grooming.
Where's the manipulation then? You might as well not bother. They still don't want to have sex with you.
No, but
you make them think they want to have sex with you.
So you're saying that kids, when they're groomed, always want to have sex.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about people over the.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about. Okay.
We are talking about people over the age of 18.
I'm talking about late teens.
But so if kids can be groomed to have sex with you, and sometimes they will be groomed to a point of where they want to, and sometimes they will be groomed to a point where they still don't want to, but they do.
Right.
Then surely that's definition could apply to people over the age of 16. 16 is the age of consent.
Right, okay.
Couldn't it? Where you could through coercion, manipulation, threats, bribery, you could persuade someone to have sex with you willingly, but also you could probably persuade someone to have sex with you even if they didn't want to have sex with you.
Okay, I get you.
Does that make? Have I explained that better?
Yes, so then the question is,
yes,
would you still consider it grooming or sexual grooming if it wasn't for sex, but for kind of sexual conversation and images and...
What the hell have you been up to, Seb?
No, not what I've been up to.
Oh, but...
And I'm not going to name any names.
No, don't name any names. I'm intrigued. We're all drawing closer to the microphones. Go on.
Oh, absolutely. I've been following a drama going on of a YouTube family.
Okay, don't say any more. Don't say any more that could potentially give us records.
We won't say any names.
No.
Any more detail?
But be as vague. Stay as vague as that, because I don't want any more detail about these people.
No.
But you're seeing this kind of happen, are you?
Oh no. Well, what's been happening is there's been lots of teenage girls, 16 and over, who have been in contact with the father of this family.
Yes.
And who's like mid-30s, and is building up their self-esteem, trying to be really nice to these girls in their DMs, being a little bit flirty, being a little bit cheeky, and then maybe kind of every so often when they're on holiday at a American theme park that's very magical, might say, "Oh, we're here as well. Do you fancy going skinny dipping at midnight?"
Oh, wow.
It's just a bit...
Well, okay. We're kind of going to have a little semantics war here, and I don't mind that. I would... Is this guy, and again, I don't want any descriptive things, in this world, is this guy quite famous? This kind of YouTube world? Has he got a following?
Would you say that the family as a unit having over 1 million subscribers?
Okay, all right, fine. Yes, okay.
Okay.
So, is that grooming, or is that a manipulation of celebrity?
I think it's certainly predatory.
Predatory.
And I think it's
exploitative.
Exploitative, but also it's thought through, and it seems to be, if what you're saying is right, and it's happening the same pattern over and over again.
Yeah.
With girls that have admittedly themselves saying there's been a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
Down on themselves, reaching out to
it's exploitation, and it is. It's that.
It's calculated.
It is that thing of it's like a teacher pupil. It's a pop star and a fan. It's power. It's power.
There's a power imbalance there that makes it not right.
Gosh, Seb. So, well, hang on a second then. If we follow the logic of everybody that pointed the finger at anyone who worked at the BBC and didn't report when it happened, I got it. I wasn't even at the BBC. The people that didn't report Jimmy Savile at the time, it was all our fault because we all knew. What, if anything, are you going to do?
I don't know, hence the phone call.
You could always send me a confidential email if you felt that would, because I am intrigued, and it would be interesting to look into.
You would, because the biggest punctuation on this, it's been going on for about a month now.
Right.
And again, without saying a name, the biggest punctuation on this is after the wife has deleted.
All right, don't say more, just because I'm worried if you're going to say something. No, but Seb, no, you're not, because we're getting a little bit close to something that some people might be able to identify. So let's say no more. Send me an email, and I'm not saying I can do anything about it, but I'll certainly have a little look into it.
Can I tell Sam something that can tell you guys off air? Cause
yeah, of course you do.
It's the one piece of information that you will die for.
Okay, I'll put you back to Seb.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. To Sam, sorry. Not Seb, yours, Seb.
Those girls may not, well, obviously don't know about each other.
Oh, maybe they do if he knows. If it's talking about DMs, so we have to take everything with a big question mark, because we don't know who it is, we don't know how true it is. I've got no idea if Seb is
Seb's side of the story.
Seb is a plant to phone up. He's got a grudge against someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's intriguing. But yeah, age and celebrity. of any kind, whether it's TV, pop, YouTube, whatever, it can be used to exploit and to manipulate and to coerce and to bully and to get, even if it's not getting physical sexual encounters, online sexual encounters are still just as bad. Anyway, did you get that? Okay, well, we're going to go to the break. Seb, thank you very much for that. Ian at iainlee.com if you want to send me an email. Dredge and Craig, stay there. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you.
Brighten up your mornings and take a brilliant break with Mike Graham on Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Listen to Talk Radio every weekday morning from 10 for 3 hours packed full of fabulous features, great value guests and quick-fire calls on all of the day's top talking points. Don't miss Mike Graham every weekday morning from 10 on Talk Radio with the Sun Holiday Shop. Great value breaks all year round. Go to thesun.co.uk/holiday shop.
What makes a Vanarama van make your business look the business? What about not needing a big deposit? What about how affordable it is? You could get a brand new Ford Transit Custom for just £239 a month. What a price! What a mighty good price!
Business users initial rental £1,500 plus 20% back, 35 months. Admin fee £165 plus 20% back. Conditions apply.
Go to vanarama.co.uk and lease a Vanarama van.
Oh, in the early days I couldn't keep my hands off you. Watching movies, playing games, zombie warriors attack New York. But now you've become really slow. I thought I was bad at doing more than one thing at a time. How can I get to level 6 while you're still buffering?
Is your old tablet not up to speed? Upgrade to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 and you'll be the one having to keep up. Movies, emails, surfing the net. Do them all at once with the Tab S3's powerful processor. Discover the Samsung tablet range at your local retailer.
George McTavish, Neephead Galloway, you have been found guilty of presenting dangerously compelling radio. How do you plead?
Guilty, as charged. Never said that before. The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Join me for 3 hours of double galvanized opinion, supercharged debate, and highly energized crystalline vision.
Radio Free Galloway.
Knock me right down and I'll bounce right back.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway.
Order!
Innocent until proven guilty.
Friday nights from 7
on the nation's new home of sizzling debate.
Talk Radio. Maybe you can't handle the truth.
Moonlit musings from mums, madams, and meat packers.
Oh, never mind, I must have misheard.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
The station's brilliant.
On Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Dredge. Good evening, Dredge.
Hey, that's my first word.
What is this onion museum you sent me a thing about? What is that?
Well, no, I heard that you said yesterday that your kids thought it was funny that there was a song about garlic mashed potatoes or something.
Garlic mashed potatoes, yeah.
So then I saw this thing today which said Garlic Farm.
Yeah.
For all your garlic needs, and I don't know. I just thought of you. I'm on the Isle of Wight.
Do you need help? Can we send a SWAT team? The Marines?
No. It's nice over here. It's very, very nice. But,
it is nice, the Isle of Wight. I bet with this weather, it's wonderful.
Well, it's better than being in London, isn't it? What's it like back there? Pretty awful.
Yeah, it's like London, but just much, much hotter.
Yeah, that sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
But what you were saying about English people being miserable, even though it's a stereotype, I think it is true.
Yeah.
Because, I got here, I'm on holiday, and I was just, looking out over the sea, the beautiful skies, the lovely beaches, and some woman just came up to me and said, "Not much of a bus service here," and walked off.
Wow! Why did she pick you? You didn't have one of those ticket machines, did you? Around your... I know you collect those.
I don't know, but they do have those old-fashioned type things here, which is great. And then someone else, I went on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, and I got on there. It was really nice. I was looking out the window, going through this lovely countryside on an old steam train. I got off, and the guard came up to me and said, "Had enough, have you?"
Wow.
No.
But I think they are. I've been to the Isle of Wight. The first time was this year. And I was only there for a day, and I was there for about 4 hours doing some filming, and I quite enjoyed it. But it is like stepping back into the 1950s there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. I was only there for a few hours, and I was on the ferry, and I got picked up from the ferry, and I went to drove through a sort of bit of the town and stuff, then went to a caravan park, and came back. I did not see one black face. Now, what do we draw from that? I don't know. There's loads of areas where you do not see any people of colour. But just on an island, and the buildings are very kind of like 40s, 50s, and the shop fronts are very 50s. It just felt, like a big old racist island, is what I'm trying to say. It felt racist there, all right?
Well, it is called the Isle of Wight. I shouldn't have said that.
There we go!
Can I just move on from that? Because,
Yep.
I mean, it is so laid back here, they've only got second-class stamps. That isn't actually a joke.
Wow, that does sound like you've been on a stand-up course and you learnt how to write a gag.
£30. No, it was like, I went to the show, asked for a postcard. The woman only had second-class stamps. I thought that was brilliant. So not that bothered about getting it anywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
All quite laid back.
So how long are you there for, man? How long does a holiday on the Isle of Wight last these days?
Well, I'm coming back Saturday on Friday.
So you've been there, 2 months?
No, just a week.
Just a week, and you're so bored that you're phoning us up.
I'm phoning... No, this is like my report from, overseas.
Okay, well, then you're just in time for our 60-second game, okay? I'm going to say ready, steady, go, and you have to tell me. And don't look at your watch, right, or I'll kill you.
Is this just a minute for the new generation?
No! Be quiet, listen to the rules. So don't look at a watch or a clock, and you've got, or anything that's got a timepiece on it. You have to tell me when you think 60 seconds are up, okay?
Okay.
Ready, steady, go.
Yeah.
Andre was within just over 1 second of this yesterday. Andre. It was the most incredible bit of radio I've ever been involved with.
And very haphazard counting.
He started about 20 seconds in, and he got it spot on. He got 58.57 seconds.
This is harder than it appears. Maybe I should have something to drink. 31.
It's a lot like Andre's counting.
Is it? Oh, God. 41, 32, carry the 4.
You idiot.
50. It's coming up. Any second. It's coming up. Any minute. Not any minute. Any seconds. Right, a minute. Is that it?
Right.
The end.
Is everyone winding me up? Is everyone winding me up with this game? Because I think this is a fun little game that teaches us a lot about ourselves as human beings and about psychology. Are you winding me up, Dredge?
That's another clock reference? No.
59.26. He's in the lead.
Wait a minute.
It's witchcraft.
I'm in the lead.
Every time you said 31 seconds, spot on. 42 seconds, he was spot on. 59.26 seconds. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. No, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be so close to greatness. Wow.
Do you know what else he was right about?
Yeah, go on.
The Isle of Wight.
It's racist.
97.3% white.
Yes.
1.1% Asian. 0.2% black.
Yes, man. Well done, Dredge. Living the dream. Dredge is living the dream, you dirty old racist. Well done, Dredge. Dredge, our most racist caller, now that the other one's in prison, our most racist caller and our most accurate when it comes to guessing 60 seconds. Dredge, I'm proud to be the same race as you, brother.
You.
Thanks for calling. 59.26. How the flipping heck did he do that?
I smell shenanigans.
Is he? A racist wouldn't do shenanigans.
Racists are very punctual, we know this.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Good evening, Craig.
Evening, Ian.
And what have you got for us tonight, Craig, sir?
Well, I'm supposed to be doing my timesheets, but I'm using you as a willing distraction.
Oh, did you send us a little text?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, something's going to happen. I wanted to work with you, Craig, in Oxford. Could you do me a favour? Could you spell my name properly, please?
I'm sorry.
Oh, mate! Ooh, and he sent us a very, very nice text. Very nice text. Really nice text.
Okay, well.
But he spelt my name wrong on it, Catherine!
From now on, Craig, we're spelling your name C-R-A-G-E.
Okay, I was going to spell it, but anyway, let's not even go there. It's rude. Disrespectful to the man. You're doing your timesheets, man. How's that going?
Oh, it sucks.
He said sucks. He said sucks.
Yeah, one of my friends spells my name C-W-A-Y-G.
Oh, Quaig.
Quaig.
Yeah.
Quaig.
Yeah. I thought I'd try and get involved. So people are suggesting stupid songs. Well, they seem to be stupid songs.
What? Stupid songs? Pourquoi? Yati. Thanks at all.
There's a guy called Nick Cope on YouTube does songs for children.
Oh, yeah.
That my boy listens to, and he's got one that tickles me called The Baby's Done a Poo.
Oh, my God! Poos will never not be funny. Poos and farts. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, it's so base. It's so childish. Yeah, it is. The human body is stupid and funny.
You know why? Because it's anarchy.
Yeah.
You never know where one's going to land, and all the structures are literally broken down.
Yep.
Society, politeness is out the window. It's mayhem. That's why people love poo.
Definitely. And I was listening to your grooming chat, and I don't know if this counts as a grooming story.
Okay.
Unfortunately, wearing girls down is sometimes the only tactic some blokes have.
Well, no, they don't. No, they don't. I know you're doing a joke, but you got it. You can't. You can't. But wearing them down isn't. That's not.
Although you watch an 80s movie, it is an MO for a lot of the romantic leads in that.
Yeah, it is. But I just kind of think, if a girl says no, or you can tell when a girl. You can tell. Hey, would you like to go out for a drink? No. Yeah, that's like no. But you got to get the little coy, and I felt reluctant to say it in case I sounded a bit rapey, but you did it, so thank you. The girl goes, oh, well, no, no. There's a...
Yeah, but some blokes think that they're reading that when they're not.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
And, women should stop playing the game as well.
Yeah.
The problem is that that's the way we've been brought up.
Yeah.
Don't be too available.
Yeah.
Don't say yes straight away. You've got to be elusive. You've got to be the prize.
Yeah.
And men have been taught from when look at 80s movies, standing outside a house with a ghetto blaster to try and get her attention, all that sort of stuff when someone's dumped you or whatever. Romantic.
Yeah.
Actually, probably a bit much now.
Well, I worked in a hotel, and this story is borderline stalker.
Okay,
Definitely.
you keep saying that as though that's a fun aspect of a conversation.
Well, okay, from the outside,
right? Okay.
It was amusing. The guy worked in the kitchen. The girl worked on the reception area. She was absolutely not interested. Turned him down repeatedly.
Okay.
He clean filmed her car shut. He used to bring her little treats up from the kitchen. It was borderline pathetic.
Well.
But he kept persevering.
Yeah.
She was not interested, and now they're married.
Well, yeah.
Well, then something tells me she was interested at some point.
Yeah,
I think she just gave up.
I don't think Craig. I don't think women just give up. I don't think they just give up. I'm gonna never date again because it just seems like such a faff. I'm really going to hone my PlayStation and Netflix skills, I think, is what I'm going to do. That's going to be the rest of my life. Craig, thank you very much for that. 03444991000. We both winced a bit there.
It's just the messing with a car thing.
Yeah.
Sent up a bit of flags for me, but,
Yeah, we go.
I get the feeling that the story was more subtle.
I get the feeling that the story was a little bit more subtle than that. But thank you very much, Craig. Imagine people like Craig is doing work now, gets put the kids to bed, it's late at night, it's hot, and all you want to do... Has anyone actually slept properly in this heat? I've not had a proper night's sleep for about 10 days. 10 nights. 10 days and nights. Just can't... I think my shoulder still hurts a bit. But I think my body has forgotten how to sleep, guys. Forgotten how to sleep.
Although I think we have a better chance going to bed at the time we individually get home.
It's cooler, but then when the light breaks through, and I say I'm going to be up tomorrow about 7:45. Oh, guys, thanks a lot.
Also, kids, at some point I'm hoping will turn into, adolescents who I have to drag from their beds, kicking and screaming at some point. Not literally, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
But I will have to say, come on, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. Let's go and do something.
Yeah.
When will that happen, please? Because I could really do with the lying. 8:00 is. They're already up and about by 8:00. They're already ready to go.
I'm quite happy on a day like tomorrow to have the first hour of me up, sort of dozing on the sofa a bit, letting them watch a bit of telly, playing a bit of Xbox for an hour. Then we'll kind of do something, and then they've got sports club tomorrow, so I most of the day I can go back to the flat and finish my packing at the flat, and hopefully, flipping it, right, I cracked the sink, right? Cracked the sink. My aftershave fell on the sink and cracked it. So I got one of those kits to fix it, where you get you mix up a sort of cement paste and you smear it in the crack and then you sand it down, right? And that looked awful, but then you spray over it. It looked all right, didn't it? You came and saw it and you went, I think you might get away with this. As long as they don't touch it or examine it.
Turn the light on.
Turn the light on, you might get away with it, right? So then a couple of days later, I had a shave in there and I filled it up with water. All the paint just kind of came off. But some of the paint stayed on, but loads of paint came off. So now there's a sink, dirty sink, and there's a massive, fresh, white sort of orb there that takes up about a third of the sink. And I've bleached the rest of the sink. How does that possible?
So the crack is still covered?
The crack is still covered.
But you've got a sort of glaze.
Yeah, but loads of the paint came off. So what I need to do... Right, is there a plumber who lives in Slough that will just fit a new sink for me for I'll give you 50 quid cash. Of course I won't. I will do it through the books and pay the taxes. But is there a plumber that can do it? Because you know what these letting agents are like? That'll be my whole 2-month deposit. So 2 months is... that's 1,500 quid. I mean, that whole deposit's going to go. Well, you damaged the sink. Okay, you can get a sink for 70 quid? You pay someone 100 quid to do it, 170 quid. I'll pay that. Well, no. So that's going to cost me a fortune. I mean, I cannot wait to get out of this. Seriously, the most depressing place I've ever lived in, and I've lived in some dumps, but now they're going to sting me for the deposit. Oh. 0344 499 1000. The switchboard is empty. We've got another 2 hours to go. This is the late night alternative. Weeknights from 10 with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Pick up your phone and Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Millions of BT customers have just had their broadband price increased for the second time this year. The good news is you've got 30 days from when they tell you to leave penalty-free. At TalkTalk, we're the only major provider to guarantee no mid-contract price rises on your broadband. Right now, our award-winning unlimited fibre broadband is just £24.50 a month for 24 months, including line rental. And as part of our big summer save, until the 16th of August, you can get 9 months of Sky Sports for just £15 a month when you take unlimited fibre. So say no to price rises and switch to TalkTalk today. TalkTalk, for everyone. Terms and conditions apply.
It's pedal to the metal as petrol heads across the UK join the race for the all-new Motor Awards. Go to thesun.co.uk/motors now to cast your votes alongside a team of top motoring experts from The Sun, The Times and The Sunday Times, and you could win a top-spec stay in Dubai. Get in the driving seat for the most exciting petrol-powered prizes of the year. The Motor Awards 2018 with Bridgestone tyres. For more information and to vote, go to thesun.co.uk/motors.
It's 6 a.m. You're walking the dog time. Your world isn't 9 to 5. So neither's ours. That's why you can renew your tax credits online, day or night. Renew now, or your payments will stop. Visit gov.uk/manage tax credits. We're ready when you are.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
With the latest, I'm Serena Farrow. The Prime Minister's offered support to Greece, where wildfires have killed at least 80 people. Nearly 200 have been left injured, with dozens unaccounted for following the blazes near Athens. Theresa May's been praising the bravery of the emergency services in the country. Demetrios Samis is one of the volunteers delivering water.
It is a very, very bad situation here. We lost friends, we lost our houses.
President Trump says it's been a very big day for free and fair trade after reaching a deal to stop a full-blown trade war with Europe. Talks with EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker have been taking place at the White House after America put tariffs on steel and aluminium imports. Mr. Trump says they've agreed to work to resolve their current dispute, outlining certain deals.
The European Union wants to import more liquefied natural gas, LNG, from the United States. We're going to make it much easier for them, but they're going to be a massive buyer of LNG, so they'll be able to diversify their energy supply.
14-year-old girl died after taking controlled drugs in Merseyside. Paramedics couldn't save her in Colton address in Greece beyond the wall in the early hours this morning. A boy of the same age has been arrested on suspicion of supplying the unknown medicine, which can only legally be prescribed by doctors. A woman who wants to divorce her husband of 40 years because she's unhappy in a marriage has lost her case at the Supreme Court. Tinny Owens argued that her relationship with her husband had become loveless. But as family lawyer Joanne Westcott has told the Eamon Holmes earlier, Mr. Owens, who's 80, felt the marriage had a few more years left in it.
I genuinely don't think he wants the divorce, although the trial judge picked up that it's hopeless, really, because there is no chance of reconciliation. They live separately and apart. She's certainly not going to go back to him.
Finally, EU judges have dismissed an appeal to protect Kit Kat's four-finger shape. Nestlé has been in a trademark battle with the makers of another four-finger biscuit that's been retailing in Norway for the last 65 years. Intellectual property lawyer Mark Stevens told talkRADIO that the fight to trademark the shape has been a huge waste of money.
Over the past 16 years, there's been this row that's evolved where they've effectively tried to stop the Norwegians from having their historic bar too.
Right.
I think that they should just declare peace and stop paying lawyers.
Let's take a look at the weather then, and it's clear and dry for everyone overnight. Warm though in towns and cities, feeling a little fresher though in the countryside. And tomorrow again, mostly sunny and hot.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on talkRADIO.
We have ways of making you talk.
Arthur Lee and Love. It's got the best. In the you know, he was friends with Jimi Hendrix, right? And it's got in the era of psychedelia, 68. That was, I think. And you know, everyone's doing these. This has got the best guitar soloing. Can I play the guitar solo again? It's around about here. Listen to this guitar solo. Hang on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Oh, come on, man. Where are you? It could be something. It's worth it. There we go. No, that's not it. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Sure. This is why I'm single, by the way. Here we go. This is why I'm single.
It's not the only reason.
No, you should be able to smell the other reason in a minute.
I can.
Oh. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. It's not even a guitar solo, but listen. What a great bit of the song.
Trumpet?
Yeah, trumpet solo. Here we go. Listen. Now, what? Go out and buy Forever Change. Stop listening to this rubbish. Stop listening to this crap, right? It's some old has-been and an up-and-coming young producer stroke presenter who's going to be a star in her own right one day, and you're going to forget this guy's name. Stop listening to this rubbish. Go out now and buy Forever Changes by Love. Steal it. Go to an illegal website. Pay for it on iTunes. Go and listen to that on repeat. Over it. You'll get more out of that. That whole album, what is it, 38 minutes? You'll get more out of that tonight, listening to that 2 or 3 times in a row, with the windows open, and you are listening to this crap. I'm going to do a story now about Billy Joel and Elton John.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah! Don't listen to that. Go and listen to Forever Changes. Seriously. It will change your freaking lives, kids. Music can still change your lives. Albums, baby. Albums. It's where it's at. It can change your life. So it's the 70th anniversary of albums.
Oh.
Yeah, so an odd one. 70th anniversary. I did some digging, and the first ever album released was Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits. So the BBC, of course, are milking it and are doing, what's your favourite album? I get lost, BBC. Kiss My Ass is a great album. And, but 70 years of albums. And it wasn't until kind of Sgt. Pepper. I don't want to say Sgt. Pepper because I don't think it was, but it was around 66, 67. Until then, it was all about singles. It was all about the single, right? And it was all about the single. And the album wasn't that important. And the Beatles were one of the first groups where they went, actually, let's try and make the albums as good as we can. Because what would happen, particularly in America in the 50s and 60s, you'd have a hit single, big single, you'd have a follow-up single that was not quite as big, and you go, right, we've got 2 songs, we need another 12. Can you go in and record 12 songs this afternoon, please, and we'll put them out as an album. Then we can sell those 2 hit singles for a second time. And the Beatles kind of pushed back against that a bit, but it wasn't until Pet Sounds, in fact. Pet Sounds was the one where Brian Wilson went, wouldn't it be good if we could do an album where every song was great? Every song would earn its... Like, if we could do an album that was like a greatest hits, but it was a new album. I don't think Pet Sounds quite did it. I don't buy into the Pet Sounds myth. I enjoy some of the tracks from it. Some of it I just feel... It doesn't really strike the right chord with me. But that was the turning point, sort of 65, 66. 65 maybe with Rubber Soul. 66. But people started going, well, hey, maybe albums can be an expressive art form in themselves. You got 38 minutes, 40 minutes as opposed to 2.5 minutes. You know, up until Sgt. Pepper, all the Beatles albums that were released in America were different to the ones that were released over here. Because, again, Capitol Records, who did the Beatles records, went, so we've got 12 songs on this album. What if we kept 2 or 3 back, put out an album with 9 or 10 songs, and then put these out on an EP? And they basically, for each album, they would take a couple of tracks, then they'd release, with the leftover tracks, they'd release a brand new album. And so this is boring, but what the hell? It's not boring, this is important, this is your pop cultural history, guys, so this isn't boring. So pay attention at the back! This is important, because no one picks up on this point. No one.
Go on.
I'm the only person to have picked up on this point.
This is a hot take.
This is a hot take. No one's picked up on this point, ever. Ever. Right? The inspiration for Pet Sounds, which some say is the greatest album of all time, it's not. Okay? It's not. For God's sakes. But the inspiration for Pet Sounds was, Catherine.
Do you know?
The Beatles album, Rubber Soul.
Right.
Which is a great album. Drive My Car. It's Norwegian Wood on Rubber Soul, I think it is. Run for Your Life. Terrible song about domestic abuse. All of this, and Brian Wilson goes, I would sit there and I would be listening to Rubber Soul by the Beatles, and it would be smoking dope, and it would blow my mind. And I go, we got to do an album as great as that. It's got a real folky sound to it. It's a complete album. He wasn't listening to Rubber Soul. He was listening to the American version of Rubber Soul, which is which is a significantly different album to the Rubber Soul that we all know and love. All the rocky tunes were taken off the American Rubber Soul. It's a folk album. It's a folk album. No one's picked up on this except for me. So everyone go, oh yeah, Rubber Soul influenced... No, the bastardised Capitol American release of Rubber Soul influenced Brian Wilson to do Pet Sounds. So he's got his influences completely arse about it.
Ian,
sorry for the bad language. I'm just so passionate about pop music.
Thank you for putting that into the world. It's about time people listened.
No one has ever said it, and I'm going to get going, guys, he's listening to a different record. He's listening to a completely different record. Oh, it makes me so angry.
And yet, it makes you feel so superior.
It does, actually. Thank you. I look forward to seeing that theory plopping up on forums and probably in a book and in a documentary at some point. No one picks up on that. It really annoys me. Oh, Jay Aston's poorly. Yeah. Jay Aston's had mouth cancer, which is a really nasty cancer. As if there's a really lovely one, but it's quite a virulent. Did I use that word in the right context?
Okay.
It's quite a virulent. Why can't I say
virulent?
No, it's not virulent.
It is.
No, it's not. It's virulent. It's not virulent. Right, let's get the speech. Hang on. Let's get the speech.
Virulent.
Virulent. Pronounce audio. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out how to pronounce virulent. Okay.
Can you spell it virulent?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hello?
Virulent.
Hello?
That's American. How English.
Not got an I in it.
Uh,
After the R.
It's not got what?
It's not virulent.
It's got a U in it.
Yeah, virulent.
Virulent.
Where's this virulent coming from?
It's coming from there, and it's going up there.
Oh, that argument. That double-pronged argument.
Yes!
Don't be so silly, Cat.
Getting him to say it doesn't make it true.
But it makes it cute and more believable. So Jay Aston's had this. We're talking about a woman with cancer, so just a bit of respect. She's had Jay Aston, of course, from Bucks Fizz, or the Fizz as they're called now, and I love Bucks Fizz, or the Fizz as they're called now, and they are four of the nicest, honestly, the nicest people in show business. The late night alternative, and I'm speaking for every listener here, sends Jay Aston. She's had the operation, and I think she's on the other side of it now. But it's a nasty one, and they have to take away. I think, I don't know specifically for her, but I'm aware of someone else who had the treatment. They have to cut out quite a lot of the old mouth and tongue and stuff. And for a singer, particularly, it makes speaking very difficult. But for a singer, that is it's a tough one to come back from. So best of luck to her and. Sending out good vibes, guys. 0344 499 1000. This is the virulent late night alternative with Iain Lee and happening on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Talk and entertainment across the nation.
Talk Radio.
Give it some lip. When we first worked together, I was real proud. You looked good business. Bright, sharp, sexy.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
All my mates were dead jealous. I'd catch them checking you out. But now you've just lost your sparkle and, well, to be honest, I can't be watching the Reds on a screen that's any less than perfect.
Has your old tablet seen better days? Upgrade to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 and the astonishing 4-speaker immersive display will make you feel like you're actually there. Discover the Samsung tablet range at your local retailer.
At Green Flag, we think the AA are great. They've won bucketfuls of awards. They'll give you unlimited call-outs when you get in a pickle. Pickle. And they cover 100% of the UK. Very good indeed. So why do we think that is so great? Because Green Flag do all of this too. And we'll have you AA renewal quote. Green Flag. Common sense to the rescue.
There may be a charge for call-outs with the same problem. Savings based on our closest equivalent UK vehicle cover for vehicles 10 years and under. T's and C's apply.
She's always inviting me to gigs, asking me to help her with her coursework. Then she goes and invites me to lunch at McDonald's. And we try table service. It's all a bit romantic, isn't it? Sitting here, just the two of us. Looks like I'm officially getting out of the friend zone.
Okay, Scott. Talk later. Love you.
Maybe not.
The moment you realise there are plenty more fish in the sea. Brought to you by Table Service. McDonald's. Good times made easier. Selected restaurants only. Find your nearest at mcdonalds.co.uk.
The late night lip service for lovers, loners and lounge lizards.
Yeah, well, where exactly is your accent from?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've forgotten your name already, excuse me.
On Talk Radio.
So John is an idiot. Phone up, John, you troll. 0344 499 1000. So there's no way Brian Wilson may have toured the United Kingdom and picked up a copy of Rubber Soul in England. Your theory is rather flawed, brother. Namaste. Well, your theory is bullshine, because the Beach Boys toured the UK in 1964, and they toured the UK in 1967. They didn't tour in between. So that theory is out. Yeah, sure. It's possible that he could have got the British version of it. But if you go and do a little bit of digging, mate, you'll find out that no. He had the Capitol Records version of it. Thanks very much for paying attention, John. Kiss my... I don't just say stuff for the sake of saying stuff. I do sometimes, actually. But that theory...
You do quite often.
I do a lot. There's no denying that. But that theory is rock solid, mate. So you can get stuffed. By the way, someone just tweeted me, then deleted... If you know so much about guitar music, why don't you mention Rory Gallagher? I bet you don't even know who he is. The Irish guitarist? Yeah, I do. So kiss it. They've deleted their tweets. And then Legally Mad 66 says, I just can't see any good in the tunes you play, man. Why don't you go and get stuffed? If you can't see any good in anything from Forever Changes, then you are dead to me, and your soul is dead. Catherine, what have you got?
Well...
Willies.
Apparently,
Yep.
it's not what I've got, it's what you lot have got.
It's what you want. I take that back. That was beyond the pale. That was offensive.
That was
I'm sorry.
offensive.
That was offensive.
And you're the one drinking from a mug that says I love sausage.
That was offensive, and it was beneath me. So I mean the apology. I mean the apology, but it's always great when you can get a second gag out of an apology. It really just makes it sweet.
Soaring temperatures are giving men summer penises. Doctors confirm the heat wave.
Summer penis having a blast. Summer penis straight up my...
I knew you were going there. Doctors confirm the heat wave is having a positive effect on the size of male
Come on,
genitals.
Sam. You have more fun than this than you do on James Well or any of those other crappy shows that they... When you fill in on Julia Hartley-Brewer, there's nowhere near... She wouldn't do a summer-loving spoof like that just off the cuff. Sorry, Catherine. I'm going to be quiet. You're doing the thing. I'm being quiet. Shush. Zip.
The heat wave is giving men... And this is by the senior health reporter for Mail Online, so she knows her onions, Alexandra Thompson.
Yeah.
The heat wave is giving men summer penises, males claim.
Wow.
One man asked users of an online forum if... Hang on, this is senior health reporter. She seems to have found this on an online forum. OK, I'll go with it. One man asked users of an online forum if anyone else's genitals grow during the summer months. Many men were quick to respond that soaring temperatures cause their penises to appear larger, their erections better, and make them into showers instead of growers. So because she's the health editor, she's not just going to take these online boasts.
She's not going to take this lying down.
She's gone to the professionals. Doctors confirm summer penises do exist, with one saying, sweating and drinking more water makes male sexual organs appear bloated. Oh my God.
I can't quite get these to play on time, but I'm doing my best. Story of my life.
This guy sounds like he's from a specialist film.
Dr. Hugh Boner.
Dr. Dudley Danoff. Author of The Ultimate Guide to Male Sexual Health, believes hot temperatures...
Give it a good wipe down with a flannel.
Oh my God. Believes hot temperatures cause blood vessels to widen and penises to swell, adding, there's a reason people don't take honeymoons to the North Pole.
That's a bit racist. He's saying Eskimos have tiny dimples.
Writing on Reddit, one user asked others if they experienced bigger Ds in summer and smaller in winter. He questioned whether heat improves blood flow to the sexual organs. Many users responded to his post. She's just saying the same thing again. She's obviously enjoying writing penises. Claiming penises, as much as I'm enjoying saying it, penises enlarged during hot temperatures.
It's nice to roll a penis around in your mouth.
Many users responded to his post, claiming penises enlarged during hot temperatures. As part... as part of your body trying to regulate ideal temperatures. What? Another said, this only happens to his testicles, with warm weather causing them to, and I quote, get to my knee.
Blimey!
Oh, right, she's back to the science part.
Okay, good. I want some horny science, Doctor.
I mean, again, this is... Urologist, Dr. Jamin Brabat.
Jamin? Wowzers.
from the PUR Clinic, Florida, argues... He's arguing.
Yeah,
Men's penises always remain the same size regardless of the weather, but adds that blood vessels near the organ's surface may contract to maintain heat.
Killjoy.
Boring.
Yeah.
Back to Dr. Donoff, who's more fun. Dr. Donoff claims hot weather may cause blood vessels to fill to the max with blood, making erect penises appear larger. He told Mail magazine, "There's a reason why a hot tub is attractive for romance."
I've got no control over these.
All right. While we're here, do you want to hear one about peegasms?
Yeah. Yes, it's the...
That was just a...
You're lucky I remembered, while you were reading that story, that it's a slide whistle that makes that sound, not a duck whistle, which is what I originally typed into YouTube. You would have had... That's what you would have had.
It happens to a lot of people.
I know.
This comes after another Reddit post. Reddit is where it's at for science, apparently.
Yeah. Nope.
Revealed that women are giving themselves peegasms.
Okay.
Fans claim they achieve solo orgasms.
I don't know what that was.
By urinating after holding it in.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
It's a very regular duck, isn't it?
A man asked users of the I bet it's the same man, pervert. A man asked users of the online forum if they also have so-called... no! A biddly bong. Pee shivers after his girlfriend told him releasing pent-up urine causes her to experience shivers from her spine to her head.
It's disgusting.
People's relationships. Many women were quick to reply that the technique creates a whole body massage.
No, I totally disagree with sex with a robot.
You should. Yet doctors are warning the trend could lead to painful urinary infections that may cause kidney damage. So pack it in!
It's disgusting.
So hang on. So they need a pee, then they have it off, and then they have a pee.
No.
They pee while they're having it off.
Nothing to do with having it off. So you hold it in for as long as you can, and then when you go, it's such a release.
That's not an orgasm, though. There is nothing better when you really need a pee, to the point where you can feel it coming up out of your mouth, you got the sweats, and you feel sick. That pee is amazing. But that's not a gasm. There's no gasm there. You're not crossing a gasm. You're just
releasing them.
Well, that's the same as wearing shoes that are a size too tight and then taking them off. What's that, an F-gasm? For foot? F for foot?
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, turns out. A shoegasm.
Okay, all right. Fine, well done for that. People enjoyed that.
Well done, Daily Mail. Well done.
Okay, so that's...
I've only just woken up.
Me too. There's nowhere to go after that, is there? Oh, they're bringing back Frasier.
I could never get that. I had a friend who was obsessed with it.
Oh, it's funny. No, it's funny. It's clever. It's very intelligent. That's probably why you don't get it.
What annoyed me about Frasier, so many things, but mostly, Daphne talking like that. What on earth is her voice all about?
She's actually English.
She's actually Mancunian. Why was she doing a voice?
Daphne and Niles was stupid, and as soon as they became the stars of the show, I was out.
Exactly.
But I thought Frasier was funny. I thought Roz was fine. His producer, she was a fine, smoky lady. She talked like that. I'm Roz, and I'm your producer. I think Frasier and Roz should have got together. Is the dad dead? The dad died now, or did the dog die? Did the dad die, or did the dad's
dad
dog...
died, I think.
Did the dad die, or did the dad's dog die?
The dad did die, too.
Okay, well, I would have Frasier back. I wouldn't have Niles, and I wouldn't have Daphne. I'd have Roz, and...
Would you have the agent, or was that silly too?
There wasn't an agent in it.
Yeah, there was his agent who was, like, nuts.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was.
This is going to be awkward, Catherine. You're going to have a little bit of the old HP to eat, and I don't mean HP sauce. I mean humble pie. Go on.
He had an agent who was, like, evil and manipulative and that.
Go on, give us a bit more about this agent. This agent in the Frasier television
All right,
series.
well,
I'd love to hear some more
set
about
me
it.
straight, because I can tell you're having a little fact-gasm there.
No. You carry on telling me...
I never watched it.
I must have... Right, yeah, that's obvious. I must have missed this character, the agent, in it. So why don't you tell me, male or female?
Female.
What did she look like?
Dark hair.
Yeah? Was it long or short?
Can't remember.
Okay, yeah. That was his producer, Roz.
No, it wasn't.
So-
You're so wrong.
That was his producer, Roz.
Right, okay, let me Google it because I didn't watch it.
No, don't
Frasier's
go-
agent, and it's not Roz. I know
Let's
exactly what
just go to the break.
I know
She's going to go to the break, please, Sam. Thank you.
You're wrong!
Earthlings, we come
You
in
are
peace.
wrong.
We wish to communicate with your leader.
I'm Howard Hughes. Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip
Phoebe.
into the outer limits.
And she talks like that.
talkRADIO specimen jar of the sacred,
You are wrong.
supernatural,
For the second time tonight. One more, and you must pay the price.
Hughes.
Phoebe Glazer.
Earth time on talkRADIO.
Experience the unconventional.
Hello?
The unpredictable.
Don't you think that's a bit weird?
And the completely unorthodox.
It was my birthday.
With rule-free Iain Lee.
I was just trying to generate a bit of content.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
Hate alarm clock, hate going to work.
On talkRADIO.
Okay. So this was me before the break. No, this is me after the break. This is me before the break. And then, Catherine, you said, what did you want to say?
BB Glazer.
There we go. Okay, fine. Catherine, it's...
Correct again. That's two. That's two, guys.
let's just take this kid who's pretending to be from America, but it's probably the idiot called Nolik who phoned in the other day and was incredibly racist and offensive and not funny and a bit of a dick. In fact, you know what? Let's not bother taking that call. 03...
I like your thinking out loud, especially when it comes to that conclusion.
0344 499 1000. So, but it's like they're remaking Enter the Dragon. There aren't any original ideas. Has anyone seen this Sacha Baron Cohen show?
Yes.
Is it funny? This is the thing. This is what I was thinking, right? But I'm always concerned that if I say anything bad about those guys, it looks like sour grapes, and instantly people on Twitter go, "Oh yeah, but what? Sorry, how many movies have you made? I'm sorry, how many movies have you made? I've made one. Well, sorry, since they did in America." So I'm aware that if I say anything about those guys, I kind of, it looks like sour grapes. But the clip I saw of an American politician dropping his pants and pretending to be gay for like a what do they call it? Self-survival. What do they call it? Self-defense thing. I kind of thought, okay, well, good coup, but is it funny?
I think if you remember Ali G, it's that.
Right, okay.
With the different faces on. I think he's clever.
Yeah.
I think he's certainly talented. Americans are loving it because it's he's playing in their playground now.
Right.
And
I've
seen it before, you know.
Yeah.
But
He has a great team around him.
I appreciate him making stuff.
He had a great team around him. That was always the thing. All right, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Quiet on the phones tonight, apart from the kids phoning in who want to say the M word and all of that. We're not playing that game tonight, I'm afraid, guys. We're just not playing that game tonight, guys. But you're welcome to stay on the line as long as you want, if that's what you want to do. But it's hot, sweaty. People can't be bothered to phone in. What is it? Is it Wednesday?
It's
the
nearly
middle
Thursday
of
now.
the week. Feels like partly because of the heat, partly because of the divorce, partly because of the house. It feels like time is going so slowly at the moment, doesn't it? When is this summer holiday over? Because I'd like those kids to go back.
I think we've got another 5 weeks.
Sweet Lord.
At least you take yours out. Mine are in their pyjamas till gone midday most days.
I tell you what we'll do. Let's do something a bit different, and this may not work. This may work. This may not work. We'll try. What we'll do, Matthew Stevenson, could you take? I'm about to switch off my Periscope. I'm speaking to Matthew, who runs the YouTube channel. I'm about to switch off my Periscope, and we're going to go live on Instagram and see if we can get something out of that. Would you be able to take my Instagram feed, please, Matthew? What we'll try and do is. I only discovered this the other day. We may get nothing out of it. We may get some swear words out of it, in which case we'll abandon it. But it's 11:30 on a Wednesday night. No one's calling in apart from some kids, so let's try something a bit different. God, it's hot. So you can do Instagram Live, where you stream live video. But then what you can do is people who follow you can ask to join in your video. So you press accept, and then you can see them in video. It's like a split screen kind of thing, ABBA style. So should we give that a go? We might get some interesting people. If you're, I think I'm at Iain Lee on Instagram. I don't really know. It would be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool is if you're like a regular to the show. Don't join in. It'll be nice to catch some people unawares. Most of my Instagram followers, I believe, are young kids, young girls. That discovered me after the jungle. When I went into the jungle, I had 350 followers on Instagram. I came out, I got about 50,000. And when I did this a couple of weeks ago, just because I didn't know you could do Instagram Live, and then this thing popped up, it seemed to be girls at school going, "Oh my God! Ah!" It's a summer holiday, so we might still get kids. So I'm going to switch off Periscope. If you're watching on Periscope, go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Iain Lee. We'll take those calls if they want to come on. If they, I got about 50,000. And when I did this a couple of weeks ago, just because I didn't know you could do Instagram Live, and then this thing popped up, it seemed to be girls at school going, "Oh my God! Ah!" It's a summer holiday, so we might still get kids. So I'm going to switch off Periscope. If you're watching on Periscope, go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Iain Lee. We'll take those calls if they want to come on. If they're not for us, no, okay, fine. Let us switch off that. This might work. This might not work. I'm going to take that out. Wait a minute. I've got to do a little bit of unplugging here. Got to do a little bit of unplugging here. Out, so you should be asleep. And I'm with my friend Catherine, by the way. There's Catherine.
Hello.
Okay, so what now? Is Snapchat the one where the message disappears after 10 seconds?
Yeah, it is.
What is the benefit of that?
Well, it's like, I don't know. It's just, all teenagers have it, I guess, don't they?
I guess so. So I'm guessing you go to school, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
How's your summer holiday going?
Yeah, it's good. I'm having to, work, because GCSEs are coming up.
Oh, no! So
I know.
You're studying hard then? You're working hard?
Oh, yeah.
So what is the subject what's the subject you're most comfortable with?
Oh, I don't really like anything, but art.
Art's good.
Yeah, art's my favourite.
And I'm going to say maths is the least favourite?
Yes, I hate maths.
Here's the thing, when you go back to school in September, stride into the maths class and go, hey, I was told by a very well-respected member of society that maths sucks and it serves no purpose, and he's 45 and he has never used anything he learnt in his maths classes. Go and say that, Izzy.
I will.
All right. Hey, listen, nice to talk to you. Thanks a lot.
And you, bye.
Take care, bye-bye. She was lovely, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Wasn't she nice?
And no swearing.
No, well done. And this is the thing about Instagram, right? And this is before I went into the jungle, and by the way, we'll take someone else in a minute. Before I went in the jungle, kids is patronising. Young people, probably under the age of 25, didn't know who I was, okay? There were a few because of the Big Brother stuff, but most young people under 25, certainly teenagers, didn't have a clue. And then coming out of the jungle, the weirdest thing is that 10, 11, 12... How old would she be if she's doing her GCSEs? 15? Yeah, 15-year-old girls. Because this audience for this show, we always worried, haven't we, Catherine, that the audience is quite male, which is fine. But we've always tried to make it more female. And I think we are the only show on this station where it's 50-50, male and female, which I was so thrilled when we got those stats. But so to get young 15-year-old women listening to... They don't really listen to the show, but to be following someone whose job is to present a phone-in radio show. That's a start.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a start.
Because it's all about being accessible and them knowing that it's for them as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. She was lovely. Should we take another? If you want to watch this on Instagram, it's at Iain Lee, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel. So we've got people sending a request. Let's try... And they're all young people. Okay, let's try Magzadoodle. I'm adding Magzadoodle. So let's see. Magzadoodle 1. I need to trim my beard. Hey, Magzadoodle.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
I'm fine. How the devil are you?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you. And I have met you once.
Was I rude to you?
No, not at all. I came to see your recording of Celebrity Soup back in 2006.
Oh, God, that was a lie. Hey, by the way, just to let you know, we're on the radio at the moment.
Hi, radio.
And there's my friend Catherine, who's my producer and my co-host.
Hi, Catherine, producer. How you doing?
And we're streaming on YouTube as well. Is that cool?
That's absolutely fine, yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't judge me. I've had a really long day at work and 8 days straight at work.
No. When's your next day off?
Well, tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. So
I have 3 days off.
Beautiful. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay.
I work at a psychiatric hospital.
Oh,
yes.
Mag's a doodle. That's
all about the mental health here.
That's got to be hard work, man.
It is hard. I work on an adolescent unit, so it's under 18s, inpatients. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well done, you. I say well done, you, and it sounds patronising. I don't mean it to be patronising. I genuinely mean well done for doing that, because I bet it's not a job that people are grabbing to do, are they?
No, absolutely not. No, and it's quite scary. Like when I first started working there, and all the admin staff are going, "Oh, where are you going to be working?" I'm like, "I'm adolescent." They're going, "Oh no, that's the worst." But I love it.
I bet you see some terrible stuff and some amazingly brilliant stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Some days, you come home and you can have a bloody good cry. Yeah. But like I say to everybody, you can't work somewhere like that unless you've experienced it, and whether that be first hand or it be a family member or something, you have to have. You don't have to, but I think if you have experienced it, it makes a massive difference.
How's the money going there? Because you hear Theresa May go,
money's not great.
We're going to make the youth mental health a priority, but I suspect that it ain't.
Yeah, I mean the money's not great, to be honest, but it's. For example, I had a day off last week, and we're really busy on our unit right now. Yeah. And I had a phone call at 6:20 my day off, and I didn't see it until I woke up. Private number. I'm like, that's work. I was laying there. I thought I can't ignore it because A, I'm not doing anything. I haven't got anything to do today, and B, I can't think of my colleagues struggling because if they struggle, the young people struggle. Do you know what I mean?
You're a good person.
You're
a good person, I mean that, and I hope people tell you that, and you're like, can I see your fingernails, please? I just caught a glimpse. Those nails look amazing. Cass, look at Magzadoodle's nails, man.
Well, I live
8 days working straight.
Well, I live in Essex now, you see, so I have to kind of follow suit.
Standard procedure.
Hey, Max, listen, we're going to go and take one more call. It's nice to talk to you. Thanks for being a good sport.
You too. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. There we go.
Bye.
There we go. What a nice lady. Brilliant. There's something in this. There's something in this. Let's take one more, and then we'll knock this on the head. What a lovely lady. 8 days straight in an adolescent mental health unit, man. And that, we've all had that, not so much in this industry, although sometimes, but we've all had that call, you know, when it's your day off, and you got a call from your boss going, any chance you could come in? We're really desperate. I guess so. When do you need me? About half an hour ago. And you know, and no one wants to do it. But her reasoning was you can't let her colleagues down or the kids down.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
I've got a really good friend who works in a similar unit somewhere else.
Yeah.
She's the same. It's more than a job.
Yeah. Oh, good for her. Should we take one more? Okay, I'm not going to take you if you've not got a picture. This looks interesting. Matt Rushbrook. From the picture, he looks like he's a dad, because there's a picture of a man, and a picture of a child. Or maybe, Matt declined. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, fine, that's fair enough. Let's try, Tommy Smith, who's topless in he's topless in his picture. Is he going to be topless? Is Tommy Smith? No, thank you, Mags. That was lovely. They're typing messages on the screen now. That was lovely, Mags. You were really good. Really good. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Tommy. Hello, Tommy. We can't see you.
Oh yeah, hello. Let me on. Who are you?
What do you mean? Who am I? I'm Iain Lee.
I saw you been on telly before, innit?
Yeah, you saw me on telly. Isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
it
like
is.
Is that what you do?
Is that what?
You're like a radio presenter or something now.
I am like a radio. So I'm going to say goodbye. You follow me and sent me a request to be part of it. Who are you? Let's try. Okay, we'll try one more. Allegra Moore Thomas. It's your turn. It's your turn, Allegra Moore Thomas. She declined. Let's try. Be good to get one more on if we could. Let's try Abby and Teddy. I really is. It's like walking in a different country and speaking a different language. Because I don't understand any of this. Abby and Teddy, come on, answer. Come on. Stop doing crime. We'll take phone calls after this if people want to call in. It's a bit quiet on the phone, so we're just messing around on Instagram. You can watch it on @Iain Lee or on the YouTube. No, they're taking too long. Come on, guys, don't send me requests. Let's try Joe Anderson. Joe Anderson declined. Don't say. Why would you send me a request to go live and then bottle it? Daniel, my brother, you are younger than me. You're only 19. I think that's what you are.
Hey.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Is your name Daniel?
Well, people say Daniel, people say Daniel, but I'm cool with whatever really.
What happened? So you spell it DANYAAL?
Yeah, but like,
brilliant. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know. Most people refer me to as Dan or Danny, but I don't know. What can I say, eh?
If I okay, I'm a policeman, right? And you're not arrested or anything, but I've got. You're not arrested. I'm not even a policeman.
Okay, good. That's good.
In fact, let's say I'm not a policeman. I work for Parcel Force, and I'm delivering a parcel to you, right?
Okay.
And it says. I've got a parcel. What's your name?
I don't know. I'll say Daniel.
There you go, Daniel. All right. Well, you spell it. I love the spelling, man. I love the spelling. How you doing, man? How's your evening going?
It's been all right. I mean, I played a bit of Fortnite. If you've heard of that.
What is this? You're not talking to your granddad here, sunshine. What's the heard of Fortnite?
And yeah, I just had a chill night, and obviously seen you live stream, and I thought, why not? Let's have a go.
Nice one, man. Well, we're on the radio. I hope that's all right. I'm here with my friend Catherine, who does the radio show with me.
Hey, Catherine.
So what do you do for life, man? How do you normally fill your days?
I like to play football Football's good to watch.
Yeah.
I like to watch a bit of TV, and I obviously like to listen to your radio station.
Ooh, I like this guy. And do you work or do you go to school? I can't quite tell how old you are.
I'll go to school. I'm 15.
15. Okay.
Yes.
Well, all right. This is interesting, right? Because I've got kids who are a bit younger than you. They're 8 and 6.
Yeah.
And I would feel a bit weird in a few years' time if they were talking to, like, I'm a weird old 45-year-old bloke. Like, so how do your family feel about you talking to people on Instagram and stuff?
Well, obviously they know who you are. Watched I'm a Celeb. You were pretty good, amazing.
Thank you.
And obviously they know what kind of person you are, and you're a happy, kind of brightful guy.
I'm a brightful guy. He's spot on, yeah. But do they not?
Yeah.
Do they? What kind of rules do you have in your house about you talking to people online? Do they just trust you implicitly, or do they have rules, or what?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I think obviously there's parameters for it.
Yeah.
However, they believe if it's a genuine nice person and not someone like a stranger, then it's all good.
Yeah.
So,
hey, nice one, man. You staying up all night and playing Fortnite?
Well, we'll see how it goes.
I love it. Hey, it's nice to talk to you, brother. Thanks a lot, man. Take care.
Thanks, man.
There we go. What a nice guy. What nice people. And this is the thing I've found with Instagram. When I've posted pictures on there, the majority of the comments are nice. There's a couple of snarky ones, but there's certainly no "you're a C." It is. Have you heard of Fortnite? Come on, man. What the hell is this? But it's mainly positive comments that you get, which is very, very different from Periscope. And listen, we picked 3 people there, 4 people, 3 or 4. And
I think it's because there's more of a male-female, there's more equality on there.
Women can be mean.
I know they can, but actually, for the most part, having that it's not just a load of lonely blokes playing by themselves in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
The fact that there are just sort of an equal number of women on there as well means that it's a lot more sort of sensible.
I don't know if it is equal. I would suspect it's weighted more towards women in terms of users, but I don't know. I have nothing to back that up.
It feels more feminine. I don't know why.
Yeah. It does feel more feminine. I don't know if that's because there are more women or if it's just because it's an app that is centred around photographs and seeing things. We're like, let's do this ad and then we'll come back and have a quick chat. That was nice. Bye, everyone. We're going to go back. If you want to...
Lonely blokes playing by themselves in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are just sort of an equal number of women on there as well means that it's a lot more sort of sensible.
I don't know if it is equal. I would suspect it's weighted more towards women in terms of users. But I don't know. I have nothing to back that up.
It feels more feminine. I don't know why.
Yeah, it does feel more feminine. I don't know if that's because there are more women or if it's just because it's an app that is centred around photographs and seeing things. We're like, let's do this ad and then we'll come back and have a quick chat.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A radio star is born.
You're going to love
Talk Radio.
This is the sound of a broken boiler.
Oh.
And having to fork out for a new one.
Oh.
Then finding out you can get interest-free credit.
Oh.
Not blowing your savings on a new boiler feels good. We're with you. Search British Gas New Boiler. Credit subject to status, conditions apply.
Right now at Homebase, Santex 5 litre masonry paint was £29, now only £22. Homebase, always low prices, excludes clearance outlets.
You want a quality van at an everyday price? Well, this could be just the deal you're looking for.
What's that coming over the hill, Van Monster?
Right now at Van Monster, we've got incredible offers like these 2016 Mercedes Sprinters from only £239 a month, with features like a free 6-month warranty as standard. See all the vans and all the deals right now at vanmonster.com. Conditions apply. Deposit payable. Offers to business users only.
Oh, Dad!
Mum!
Darling!
Everyone hates it when their broadband slows down. But with the ultimate speed guarantee only from Vodafone, you get super fast broadband speeds or money off until it's fixed. And our
and you do see sometimes people swearing off of people on YouTube, claiming that there are problems with Instagram. Clean out your logos. We're not saying it's perfect. We're not saying that it's not flawed, and I think wherever you go... Hey, listen, there's guys trying to pick up girls on all social media. There's guys trying to pick up girls at bus stops, there's guys trying to pick up girls everywhere, in friendly manners and in aggressive manners. It happens everywhere, so I'd be surprised if it didn't happen there. We're not saying it's perfect. We're just saying that it's interesting, and that it's certainly, in my experience, a lot friendlier. I tell you what's interesting, because quite often what I like to do, so if I see someone follows me, or someone leaves a comment for me on Twitter, and I've not noticed them before, I'll go and have a little look at their bio, because I think it's quite an interesting thing to do, to see who's following you. I just find it interesting. I'll have a little bio, not all the time. I did go through a thing of Twitter. If people followed me, this was about a year ago, I'd send them all a message saying, "Hey, thanks very much for following me."
Yeah, when I first started, I did that.
Oh, this was like a year ago, and I was thinking it would freak people out, and they'd go, "Wow, you sent me a message," and none of them did. I think they all thought it was a bot or something, so I stopped. But so I'll go and look at people's bios, and what's interesting, I've tried to do that on Instagram, but most of them are private or locked, I guess, which I thought was interesting. It seems to be... People seem to be a little bit more protective about their identity and what they are putting up on Instagram than perhaps they are on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. And it just seems like a nicer kind of place, although I'm sure there are loads of people on YouTube that would like to disagree with that. Well, thanks so much, guys. Thanks a lot. Hey, remember those trolling kids that that were pretending to call from America that we had on? They're still there. How you doing, kids? Okay, great. They're still there. That's nice. That's cute.
School holidays.
I like that. I like that, kids. Yeah, you're too slow, buddy. You may just want, but you just won't get. Trying to think. Maybe we'll do that story later on. Maybe we'll do the Logan Paul story later on. I don't know. I'm just painfully aware that by doing the story, we're playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
the one about the aeroplane.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. It's the one about him being interviewed on Radio 1.
Oh no.
Because he's doing a boxing match or something, in Manchester. And he's being interviewed on Radio 1, and people are going he shouldn't, and I don't know. Actually, I've got nothing to say, so we won't say. We won't do that. I tell you what is exciting though. The BBC have released loads of old TV shows on the BBC iPlayer.
Oh right.
Yeah. Well, the story here is box sets, but the one I was really interested in isn't. Where have I put that? Isn't actually a box set. Look Who's Back, classic box sets added to BBC iPlayer. But then the one that they've put on, the one that I'm interested in, is called The War Game. And this mail story is lazy because it says 1985, and I think that's when it was shown. But it was commissioned in the 60s. It's narrated, I think, by Michael Aspel.
Right.
And it's about it's an Oscar. It won an Oscar, and it's like a news report, a documentary about a nuclear attack in Kent. And it was commissioned for the BBC, and then the BBC went, "Nah, this is too scary. We ain't showing." So they didn't show it for 20 years.
It's like a docudrama.
It's it's a docudrama. I had it up on my computer.
But at a time when people weren't used to the BBC.
Yeah.
Doing things like that. I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if I've got iPlayer. I did have it all queued up and ready to go, and then I kept my pants. I kept my pants. What's it called? War Game. Yeah. I tell you what. We're all over the place now. And do you know what? I don't really care. The controversial Oscar-winning drama documentary depicts a nuclear attack on Britain. The War Game won the Academy Award for Best Documentary in 1966, even though the BBC decided not to show it when it was made, as, quotes, the effect of the film has been judged by the BBC to be too horrifying for the medium of broadcasting. We'll play a little bit of that when we come back, I think.
I still haven't watched Threads,
Oh, mate. Oh, well, come up to Yorkshire in December when I'm doing a Q&A with Reece Dinsdale. come up. I'm hosting a Q&A with Rhys Dinsdale, in Yorkshire, and they're going to show Threads.
But the whole thing?
Yes, man. 03444991000 is the phone number. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Dial up.
Oh, it's all right, that.
Talk Radio.
We can't really
We'll get
do
you
much else
talking.
with it.
The big story of the day on Talk Radio with the Times.
Yeah.
Know your Times. Every weekday
Mag,
from 6:30.
was it Mag? I can't remember. They're all good. They're all good.
Analysis of the morning headlines. Don't
Intelligent
just be informed,
young
be
people
well
as well.
informed with fearless debate.
You got these idiots phoning up who want to say the M-word and talk about Jews.
Join me,
And
Julia
then you've got
Hartley
two
Brewer, for the
intelligent
biggest breaking
young
current
people.
affairs stories, top
Yeah.
guests, and razor-sharp reaction.
Get a better quality conversation at breakfast. The big story of the day with Julia Hartley Brewer on Talk Radio with the Times. Know your Times.
I'm all right, thank you.
What makes a Vanarama van make your business look a business? What about not needing a big deposit? What about how affordable it is? You can get a brand new Ford Transit Custom for just £239 a month. What a price! What a mighty good price!
Business users initial rental £1,500 plus 20% VAT, 35 months. Admin fee £165 plus 20% VAT. Conditions apply.
Go to vanarama.co.uk and lease a Vanarama van.
I'll never forget that phone call. I used to speak to Mum every Wednesday. She loved to chat. She tried talking to me about organ donation once, and I was like, Mum, why do you want to talk about that? Don't be so morbid. She died soon after. We never did talk about it.
All right, acting lady.
I'll never know if she wanted to be an organ donor or not.
Words save lives. Don't
Words
leave talking to your
save
family
lives.
until it's too late. Chat to them today.
Let's save
Tell
lives.
them you want to be an organ donor and find out what they want to.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
With the latest, I'm Serena Farrow. Donald Trump says the US and the European Union will work together to try and avoid an all-out trade war. He's held talks with European Commission President at the White House. Both sides agreed to zero tariffs on all goods except cars. Mr. Juncker said it was a positive meeting.
When I was invited by the President to the White House, I had one intention. I had the intention to make a deal today.
No bed.
And we made a deal
Brighton.
today.
Is it?
Dozens
That's
of
the-
people remain
I
missing
think the
after
buildings at
wildfires
Brighton
near
is
Athens
similar.
in Greece. More than 80 people are known to have died. It's been confirmed that among them was a man from Ireland who was on his honeymoon. Reporter Alex Rossi in Matty says people were seen running away from the fire.
They talk about the flames chasing them down the roads and towards the coastal area. Even when they were in the water, the trees along this area dropping, flaming firewood and branches on top of them, and they had to move further out to sea. Many people told me that they thought they were going to drown.
Labour politician Fiona Onozanya has been in court to face accusations she lied about a speeding offence. The Peterborough MP's been charged with perverting the court of justice. The 34-year-old's due back in court on the 13th of August. The first permanent sign of water on Mars has been discovered. Scientists think they've spotted a lake around 20 kilometres long on the planet's south polar ice cap. It could further boost the chance of one day finding life on the planet. And a high air pollution alert's been triggered for London tomorrow. The mayor says it's because the heat is combined with toxic air and emissions from the continent. The alert is to advise people with lung conditions not to exercise too strenuously. And whilst we're on the topic of the weather, it is going to be humid and muggy overnight, though clear and dry.
Did she just travel through time there, or was that a really bad edit? She was always famous for
And the
shit
forecast
edits,
for
wasn't she?
today,
Wasn't
hot
she?
and sunny.
Did she have a reputation?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
At work, you can
Talk
call that
Radio.
place.
We have ways of making you talk.
A funky album that I went there. Anyway, it's a boring story. I'm not going to go into that. I was just going to tell a story about it.
Just bore yourself.
Yeah, I do that quite a lot. I do bore myself quite a lot, guys. 03, we still got those kids there. Hello, kids. You do the guys pretending to be from America? There we go. Yeah, I know you do. They phoned in from a second phone line as well. And
They're
then,
geniuses.
You guys are geniuses, aren't you? Huh? Why don't you phone in from a normal phone line? There we go. Jerry's on the line. Hello, Jerry.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, kids in America. Hey, kids in America. 2 miles. How you doing?
Better than you, buddy. The heat getting to you, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad this couple of days. It's been really Just 7 o'clock, please. 7 o'clock.
Well, there's going to be a thunderstorm in about 3 weeks' time, so that should break things up a bit.
Bait and looking forward to the 28th and still getting together. I haven't got any transport yet, but I'm going to get there somehow.
Okay. Well, if you start wheeling yourself now...
I start what?
If you start wheeling yourself now, you should be able to make it.
No, actually, I don't know myself. I just had my chauffeur. I lost song for you, just.
Go on then.
To my surprise, there's no one turned up. How's Nigel's mum going on? How's Nigel's mum?
How's Nigel's mum? We haven't had an update in the last couple of days.
We haven't had a little update from Nigel for a while. Here's my... I'm more concerned about Nigel than Nigel's mum, if I'm completely honest.
In what respect? You think he's breaking down? He's doing too much for him.
Who's doing too much? Me? I'm not doing anything.
Nigel's doing too much for Nigel. He says they're very emotional at the moment.
Yeah? He's an emotional guy, and when mums are ill, that's an emotional thing, but I just worry about how he would cope if and when his mum passes away. That's what, I wonder who's gonna look after him.
I don't know. I was just treating type of guy. He said, he looks at happy things. And I said, he doesn't look at the bad things in life. No, just he's good. And that's what I like about Nigel. He's singing a bit much to say sometimes. I'd like to do a duet with him one day.
You want to do a duet with Nigel? Dear God, man. Hello, it's Nigel here. Does someone want to do a duet with me at Hyde Park? Well, I'm sure, Jerry, that could be arranged very easily by you getting in touch with Nigel. I wonder how Jerry would cope with your Parkinson's. Nigel would cope with your Parkinson's. I suspect he'd be quite dismissive.
I think he might be.
And probably use some very politically incorrect language to describe you. I suspect that's how that would go.
I do my language. I think it's just words.
It's just words. It's just words. It's only words.
Life is a river that coaster. Who sang that?
Who sang that? Boyzone, but the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees did the version of it.
Thank you.
It's only words.
Radio when that was on. Making radio. I was a tech op when that was on.
When were you a tech op? When and where?
I was a tech op for a radio station in Macclesfield.
Which radio station was that?
Felch.
Felch? Did he say Felch? He's saying Felch.
Silk underwear.
Oh, God. That sounds...
Silk Macclesfield.
I think you're talking.
Okay.
Talking Macclesfield. Yes, there's a Macclesfield. It's just a big blue bear.
I bet it's not that. I bet it's a heart now, isn't it?
Oh, that's stuck in Tesco's.
You don't get DJs in store anymore. I'm sure I'm old enough. I'm sure I'm old enough to remember going into a shop and there was a DJ behind a glass counter. Top Shop used to, didn't they? The chemists, Lloyd's Chemist, has its own radio station that's piped through the country.
So does Top's Tiles, I think.
No, I did know that actually. Yeah, that rings.
Wasn't Helen Lee on that at one point?
Possibly. Hey, listen, we'll all be there at some point.
Yeah.
That's the nature of this
I
business.
say, the cure for these pretend pop star tapes. Pretend they couldn't afford the licensing to pretend pop stars. Sing famous hits. And people know my karaoke. Karaoke people do. Is that karaoke?
I'm getting like every fifth word, but I'm enjoying filling in the blanks myself. I'm getting pretend pop stars and karaoke.
CFAX. It's a story that he's just a page come round.
Okay.
And he wears the machine. Found the machine waiter. Have you been on Countdown?
No, I've never been on Countdown. Never been.
We can actually go on Countdown.
How much does it pay? I don't care about being on the telly anymore. For me, the telly is all about banking the checks. I get no artistic pleasure from it.
Just Brownbiff.
Giles Brandreth?
He says in chat. Tell these funny stories that you don't believe you're all the crap.
I don't watch telly. This is the thing. I certainly don't watch any output as it goes out. I watch this War Games on the War Game, on the BBC iPlayer, and I watch stuff on Netflix. At the moment, I'm streaming this show called Nathan Goes to Town. Nathan for You. Nathan Goes to Town.
There's
Nathan for You.
Operation Good Guys on there.
Sorry, lots of single guys where on Countdown.
Operation Good Guys on the BBC releases.
Lots of single gays.
Operation Good Guys. Operation Good Guys.
Oh, Operation Good Guy. Oh no, that's terrible. I hate that. The British BBC comedy where they're trying to be a bit clever and arch and like faux documentary, and it's no, I hate that. I thought that was lousy. I thought People Like Us was lousy. I'm going to say it. I thought the Malcolm Tucker show was lousy.
Hey, so what? That's you on the M show, on the M channel.
The Rim show.
M channel. And somebody obviously. Happy Mondays was on there to do the jigsaw or something.
The Happy Mondays were on there doing a jigsaw?
Yeah, the woman she didn't say you were on this.
Okay.
You were on this with Frank. He's about to... And Frank was saying about you would choose the words and stuff. And that's coming up here on the train.
I'm struggling to get you tonight.
Frank. Frank Sidebottom.
Oh, interestingly enough, actually, it's funny you mentioned Frank Sidebottom. There's a little paragraph in two of the papers today that the inquest into his son's death, Harry Seavey, who was knocked over, the inquest is going on. And it mentions that him and his mate were drunk and had taken half a tranquilizer each. So, why is that? Like, it's literally two paragraphs, and one of the sentences is that.
Mm. The point is, that's not what he died of. He got knocked off his bike.
Okay, well, reactions were dull and all that. Okay, fine, whatever. But why is that in the paper? The poor lads, you know. It's terrible, I thought. Jerry, I'm going to cut you off now. Up you on. Yeah, I saw that. I thought,
yeah, I saw it yesterday, but I didn't flag it up because I don't like it.
They were drunk and had taken half a Valium. It wasn't a Valium, it was a Xanax.
But you know, the paper I saw it in is read by people who go, right, okay,
right.
Don't care about him then.
Well, the people will say, well, he deserved it.
Yeah.
It's his own fault.
His fault, probably.
No, it's not. It's not his fault. All right, you can argue what... Kid's dead, man. Kid's tragic family. Dad died, a little while later the kid dies. Unbelievable. It's a truth universally acknowledged that if a series is so popular it draws 11 million viewers, then you should show it again. And now, more than 20 years after its original broadcast... The BBC's 1995 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice will be available for its many fans. I've got it on VHS. The award-winning series, which made Colin Firth a household name for his smouldering performance as Mr. Darcy, is one of 8 classic box sets added to... Oh, 8? Added to the BBC iPlayer. It's only 8? Jeez. And one of them isn't a box set. So what have we got? The From the Archive section will let viewers enjoy shows that first aired up to 72 years ago. Others include the 1990 miniseries of House of Cards. The proper one, doesn't have that pervert Spacey in it. And around touching up people. He's not in it. It's the proper one. Viewers will be able to revisit 1958 sci-fi series Quatermass in the Pit. Not getting me hot so far. Dame Judi Dench's BAFTA-winning performance in 1966's Talking to a Stranger. 4 plays recounting the events of one tragic weekend from the viewpoint of 4 family members all speak. Sounds all right. Might have some of that.
Dame Judi.
It's a rip-off of Rashomon, though. You seen Rashomon?
No.
Oh, it's a rip-off of Rashomon. Isn't it, guys? It's a rip-off of Rashomon. Pride and Prejudice, which saw Jennifer Aile win a BAFTA. Boring.
No, it was good, that one.
Programmes will be... No. Programmes will be found... the BBC's From the Archive section. Launched last September. It hosts over 400 shows from 1946. So, well, this isn't a box set, but guys, get on this. You see what they've put up there? Nuts in May.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, you just spent a fortune buying it on DVD. Well, you've got it to keep and treasure now, and it's a great thing. Nuts in May.
I just thought that's very fair, okay.
Guys, go... Well, Candice Marie, of course, the reason that it's up there is so that people can enjoy it for him. Guys, go and watch Nuts in May. You will not see a funnier slower play. It's delightful, isn't it?
And you will not be able to stop talking like that.
Well, Candice Marie, I think the gentleman will be talking more like this. Let's go to the adverts as they're scheduled for now.
Talk Radio. Listen, phone, talk.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
What makes a Vanarama van make your business look business? What about not needing a big deposit? What about how affordable it is? You can get a brand new Ford Transit Custom for just £239 a month. What a price! What a mighty good price!
Business users initial rental £1,500 plus 20% VAT, 35 months. Admin fee £165 plus 20% VAT. Conditions apply.
Go to vanarama.co.uk and lease a Vanarama van.
You go rogue, he's been authorized to hunt you down and kill you.
No hard feelings. Critics everywhere agree. Mission Impossible Fallout
It's the same old shit as before.
Roller coaster ride. The finest mission yet. Shoot up. Jaw-dropping. Spectacular. This year's summer smash. The best action thriller of the year.
I'm beginning to see why you guys enjoy this so much.
Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible Fallout. In cinemas now. Rated 12A.
Oh, Dad!
Mum!
Darling!
Everyone hates it when their broadband slows down.
I got there first.
But with the ultimate speed guarantee, only from Vodafone,
Yeah,
you
I
get
got
super fast broadband speeds or money off until it's fixed. And our pay monthly
He's back!
can get super fast fibre home
Mods,
broadband
anything
from
rude
£21 a month.
about me or Kath or the show, just fucking block them. Not in the mood for it. There's a person out there who's particularly enjoying having a go at Kath at the moment, but then they swing it round to me or the show. So just block them, please, straight away.
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
The kids put the phone down. I was about to let them go. Kids, phone back. I was about to let you speak. For goodness sakes. 0344 499 1000. The Late Night Alternative, Monday to Friday, 10 o'clock at night. On Talk Radio, listen on DAB, download the app, or go to talkradio.co.uk. Let's go to Sam. Good evening, Sam.
Hello, mate, just taking your speakerphone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, mate.
Right, just wanted to start it off by saying thanks to you and Kath. Been a bit of a hard time recently. My dad died recently.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, thanks, man. Just other things in general, you know, the usual kind of bullshit. And you two...
All right, there's a yellow card.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yes,
You two have been a real rock over the last few months. You're the only kind of constant in... I mean, sounds terrible, I know, but you're the only kind of constant in my life at the moment.
Oh,
and you're there for me 5 nights a week.
Well.
And...
I feel bad I took Friday night off now. I wasn't there for Sam!
I felt bad you took Friday night. Normally, I would only listen on catch-up late at night in the evening, but tonight I've tuned in live.
So what do we owe this pleasure, Sam?
Well, I felt you deserved a call, because, like I say, you've kept me going for the last few months, and you're always asking people to call in, and I always listen after the event, so I'm too late. So I'm just trying... I have a few stories, I have lots of stories, and I always want... When I listen later on, I always think, damn, I could have phoned in and joined in with this conversation. A few weeks ago, you were talking about punching a seagull. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, yes, I do still... By the way, some people are saying that my campaign to cull all owls is just like to get publicity for the show. It's not. I'm seriously... we're making very, very strong movements.
They're a menace.
They're a menace. We're making very strong movements towards actually getting this official government policy to kill all owls.
Them and their 180-degree necks
Yep.
and their big wide eyes. Menace.
Yep.
Menace.
Yep.
But punching seagulls, it was weird that you mentioned that, because only half an hour before you said that, I've been sat in my mate's front window, looking out the window, and a seagull landed, and he said, I need to punch that bugger.
Wow.
So some kind of weird synchronicity.
Well, hang on. What happened? Was it all talk? Was it mouth and no trousers? Did someone go out and punch a seagull? What happened?
No, of course we didn't punch it. It was
Cowards!
Cowards! A complete coward. But then, the night before that, you'd been talking about your experience with Uri Geller.
Yeah.
And in fact, you interviewed him recently, didn't you?
Yeah, he came on the show and he did a little video for my kids, which is great.
Oh, how cute is that?
Yeah.
I had my own Uri Geller experience some years ago. He used to live in Sonning.
Yeah.
Near Reading.
Yeah.
And I don't know how familiar you are with Reading.
He was there for a long time, yeah.
That's right, he was. And my father, bless his soul, had several restaurants in Reading.
Yeah.
for a number of years, Italian restaurants. And I remember one lunchtime, I was sat with the manager of one of the restaurants. I used to live upstairs. And for some reason, Uri Geller came into conversation, and he didn't understand what I was talking about. And I happened to have a copy of the 14 Times magazine upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ran upstairs and got it, and it had an article about Uri in it. And I showed the manager the article, and we discussed his pranks and his powers and his alleged, you know, magical gifts or whatever he's got.
Okay, yeah.
And I went off, and nothing more was said. But that evening, I was sat in my flat, the very same evening, and the same manager called me up and said, "Sam, you're not going to believe this.
Here we go.
Come downstairs.
Yeah.
Come downstairs now. Uri Geller has just walked in with his family, looking for a table. He wants something
And
to
if
eat."
you hadn't have shown him that copy of the 14 Times, he wouldn't have had a clue who he was.
He wouldn't have had a clue who he was. Unfortunately, the restaurant was busy. It was full, but luckily we have another restaurant round the corner.
Yeah.
So the manager sent him to that. I went round the corner to my father's other restaurant where he was sat eating with his family.
Yeah.
We waited for him to finish his meal, and then I timidly approached him and asked him if he would do the thing with the spoon.
Yeah.
And I gave him one of our teaspoons, and he did it. And the most incredible thing was, he did it in his hand, but then he placed the teaspoon on the bar.
Here we go.
And he said, look, it's still bending. And without him touching it, I was watching it. I was convinced it was still bloody bending out. I don't know if he'd hypnotised me. I don't know if it was suggestion or if it was really still bending. You know, because I've read up on a little bit of mentalism and trickery. I like to dabble in a little bit of magic, so I know there are routines and methods and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was the most incredible performance I'd ever seen. Absolutely stunning. Right.
It's an incredible thing to see. I've seen him do the spoon. I've seen him do the spoon in front of me, and to be stood, you know, a foot away from the man while he does it, it is incredible. It's incredible.
Hands off as well. Hands off. He removed it from his hands and placed it on the bar. And I don't know, but like I said, I don't know if it was a suggestion or what.
I used to have a spoon that he bent, and he signed it, and he used to sit on top of my TV, and it got lost in a move somewhere, and I wish I still had it.
Snap! I kept that spoon.
But how freaky though that you were talking about in that day, and he came in.
That was the great thing. I thought my manager was winding me up, and especially when I went down to the restaurant and he wasn't there because he'd sent him off because they were, you know, full.
Yeah.
So when I got around the corner to my dad's other restaurant, I was just shocked. It was fantastic. But he wasn't too happy when I mentioned James Randi.
Well, here's the thing. James Randi, for those who don't know, is an American guy who spent a lot of his year proving or disproving magic, you know, disproving psychics and all of that. But James Randi's an interesting character because he's also... Well, he's fascinating, but he's also been accused of ignoring... There was a Greek doctor, I can't quite remember this story properly, if someone knows it better, phone me up and tell me. But there was a Greek doctor who had purported to have done something that we might consider to be magic. And,
claimed he had some power.
Something like that. And, James Randi kept wanting to investigate, and then... I've got this slightly the wrong way round.
The Greek doctor wanted to claim this prize.
I follow Randy in magic quite closely, so I've not heard this one, but go on, carry on.
James Randi's offered a reward for anyone who can
prove...
And
no one's ever claimed it, that's
right.
Well,
that's not true. So...
Well, no, his own people have claimed it.
No.
Hang on, Sam, have a listen, go on, have a listen.
So he's offered this reward, but you have to jump through several hoops in order to do it. So this Greek doctor says, OK, I think I can come and prove this. And every time he tried to arrange it... something would be put in the way so he couldn't go. And James Randi...
So Randy would put him off.
Yeah.
And then on the technicality.
And then he eventually said, the time limit's over, you've missed the window, and everyone's going, no, you bent the rules, Randy, you bent the rules. So he's not quite as straight as... Sorry? He's not quite as straight...
You're breaking my heart, man. You're breaking my heart. The old man's a hero.
But he's also, you know,
he's a showman of his own sort.
He wants to keep the narrative going.
The amazing Randy.
He wants to keep the narrative going his way. So if there's anything that might cloud that, then he'll brush it off.
Did you really think he would go that? I mean, you know, he's got enough of a reputation himself to keep his own narrative going, as you say. You know, he is the amazing Randy. He's written loads of books. He's well regarded and well respected in the magical community. He's constantly touring, and
you should question everybody. And you have told me So far, you have told me two stories about Uri Geller that sound amazing and sound incredible, but you know that actually happened. And all we've got about Randy so far is that actually he might be a bit bent. What you've told me about Uri Geller is more impressive than what we've got about Randy.
Do you know, okay, yeah, on face value, I have to agree with that, I suppose. But the thing about another thing about Geller is he just released a DVD into the magical community. Now, I've not bought it because I think it's something like 120 quid.
Right. Who's this? Who's done this?
Geller.
Right.
And that's a series. It's got like interviews. It's not like a documentary. I think the idea is it's a manual. You know, it's a teaching DVD. I mean, the magical community. They put up, people put up DVDs all the time to learn different routines and that. You can buy hundreds of different magicians who do spoon bending routines that you can buy and learn, etc., etc. And now Geller has bought his own DVD out to the magical community. Like I said, I've not seen it, so I can't comment on the content.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to know if he's giving...
Here we go! I've got the answer to this. I've got the answer to this, right? Who cares if Uri Geller's a fake? Who actually cares? Right, let's assume for a second that he can't bend spoons by the power of his mind. What harm has he done? What harm has he done?
No, at the end of the day, no, it's not a big deal for me to prove him, to disprove him.
Exactly. He's done no harm. All he's done is brought joy and entertainment and wonder to the world. That's it.
I do, I do question this stuff about him flying out over mineral reserves and making his millions by divining and where oil
what harm has that done? So, all right.
It hasn't done any harm.
Okay, but hang on, shut up. He's either lying about getting paid millions of dollars to go and find oil for oil companies.
I find that questionable, but yeah.
So he's either lied about it, or he's taken millions of dollars from oil companies that are worth billions of dollars that are raping the world. Those are the two options.
Like Randy, it's a story he's put out to keep his narrative going.
Well, that's the first thing I just said, that he's made it up. So he's either made it up, right, or he's taken millions of dollars from companies that are worth billions of dollars that are raping the earth.
And given them what they wanted.
Yeah. So either way, who's hurt? It's a great story. It's a great story.
I can't dispute that. It's just. It's a bit disingenuous to come out with something, I don't know, claim you've made $1 million from finding...
What is wrong, right, what is wrong with hang on, let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
What is wrong with coming out and manipulating the press with a little bit of theatre? Something that I'm quite familiar with. What is wrong with that? As long as no one gets hurt, as long as no one's life is ruined, as long as poor people aren't losing money... What's the problem? It makes our lives a little bit better. It's theatre.
Yeah, no, I really do have to agree. I suppose. I worked for Mark Thomas for 7 years, who's another great manipulator of the press. So yeah, I have to agree. You're right. But I mean, I'm just bringing it up. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm just saying these are some of the things that he has claimed or that's out there when it comes together.
All right, so hey, listen, man, nice to talk to you. I'm sorry for the loss of your dad, but I'm glad that you finally managed to give us a call, and we'll speak again, I'm sure. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The big bald eagle of broadcasting is on Talk Radio.
Get him off. I'm not interested in listening to someone who's not going to listen.
The legendary James Whale.
Only a nutcase would come up with an idea like that.
The radio presenter who isn't afraid to tell you what to think.
I am sick of this. I think our speed limit on our motorways is far too low. It needs to be 80 miles an hour at least.
Cometh the hour. Cometh the Whale.
You can come on the air. You can have your say because this is a free country at the moment.
The James Whale Show, tonight from 7 on Talk Radio. The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
We could be dreaming and meeting each other in our dreams.
On Talk Radio.
Excited to say that the kids on the summer holidays who are phoning in pretending they're from America are back. Evening, kids. We'll come to you in a second. Let's go to Oliver first. Hey, Oliver.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
What you got for us, boss?
Ian, with your farm...
Yes?
Would you consider making it vegan? Because I think you have to improve your, image with animals.
Can I still slaughter cattle?
No.
If I don't... No, let me finish. Okay. If I don't sell their flesh... Okay, no. would a frudder, a frozen udder that you can suck on in this weather, would a frudder be considered? That would be vegan, wouldn't it?
Is the cow still alive when it's...
No. Well, the cow is still alive. You kind of just cut the udder off and freeze it, and then you offer it as like a lolly to kids. A frudder.
I don't think it works. Why are you so against animals? I didn't hear about this punching a seagull.
I don't remember the punching a seagull. I've never punched a seagull. I'm against owls because they attack me, and I'm against cows because they taste delicious.
I've got a new theory of the owl. I don't know if you'll hate me on this, but...
Oh, I'm just not that keen on you already. Huh?
After this,
yes?
What was the question about having sex with animals? It was like, if you had to have sex
If you had to have sex with an animal, what would you have it?
What situation would lead to that?
Okay, well, I can think of loads. All right, so you go home one day. Have you got kids?
No.
Have you got mum and dad?
Yeah.
All right, you go home, you open the front door, your mum and dad, you go around to your mum and dad's house, you go in, and they're tied up and they're gagged.
Oh my God.
And there are two masked men there, and they've got guns, pointing at your parents' genitals. And they say, unless you go and have sex with an animal, which we will be able to get because we have contacts in the farming and the zoo industries, we're going to shoot your mum in her fanny.
Yeah, but this.
I would totally have sex with an animal if it stopped my mum getting shot in down there.
But that wouldn't be an honest answer, because I would say like I would say like a blue whale or something like that.
Bang! She gets shot. There's one shot right in her genitals now. Now the gun's pointing at your dad's genitals.
Well, I gave an answer.
Yeah, you're giving a cocky answer, boy. Give me another answer. Otherwise your dad gets his dick blown off. What animal are you going to have sex with?
A raccoon.
There you go. See, it's not that difficult a question.
Yeah, but it'll take them ages to get
It's not that difficult. No. You have said, Oliver, if you had to, you would have sex with a raccoon. You've said it, and that's fine. That answer's out there. That exists. That exists in the world now.
Oh no, everyone knows.
Why do you hate animals so much, Oliver, that you want to have sex with a raccoon? You sick deviant. They're tiny things. Well, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's bigger than a kitten.
There we go. Okay. Well, we would do anything else? Anything else, you hypocrite? You animal-hating hypocrite?
No, sorry.
Thanks for calling in, Oliver. So you'd have sex with a raccoon?
Why so coy to start with when you have that in your mind, you sicko?
Well, what situation would... Okay, well, I can think of... that was situation number one. I had like 15 more that got progressively worse. Wow. That was the basic one.
You're like Jigsaw.
I want to play a game. All right, let's take this call from the kids pretending to be from America. Good evening, kids. There we go. You got kids? Hello. Hello. We'll come back to you in a minute. It's not a great line. Or you could phone in from a normal number and we could talk properly. I don't know. The choice is yours, guys. You got any stories, Catherine Boyle?
Well, only one about other things getting bigger in the heat.
Oh, I can't find the duck whistle anymore. Go on.
Stomach bloating can be caused by trapped air and water retention, but...
Yeah, we know that.
The hot weather could also be to blame. The UK heatwave may trigger... The typing on this is awful, right?
The typing?
Yeah. Right, I'll read it exactly as it's written.
Please do. I want to hear about this typing.
Stomach bloating can be caused by trapped air and water retention, but the hate weather could also be to blame. The UK heatwave may trigger panful tummy swelling, claims nutritionist Dr. Josh Axe, if indeed that is his name. As the body heats up, it loses water as you sweat to reduce your body temperature. Yeah, standard. Yeah. However, if you don't drink enough to compensate for the loss of liquid, this can cause dehydration, which in turn can lead to stomach bloat. The more water you drink...
By the way, Stomach Bloat, great band from the 70s.
I know, it's terrific.
Got their second album on vinyl.
The more water you drink and the better you stay hydrated, the less bloating you're likely to deal with, said Dr. Axe.
Dr. Axe! I'm Dr. Axe. I'm going to amputate your leg.
Dehydration and electrolyte imbalances both halt digestion and make it hard to stay regular.
Wow.
How much water should you drink? Obvious question. The NHS recommends drinking 8 glasses of water per day, but you'll need more during the heat wave. Nutritionist Alex Woods, in collaboration with Itsu, told Daily Star Online, hydration's a very personal bodily process and is dependent on an individual's health, diet, climate and physical demands. Boring, boring, boring. So when it's hot, drink water.
Well, okay. Well, the Mail has got suggestions on staying cool. How to keep cool around the clock. So at 6 a.m, go for a dip and water the plants. If you have to exercise in this sweltering heat, no one has to exercise in this sweltering heat. Early morning is best. The sun rises at 5:15, so 6 a.m. is a good time to get active.
Oh, God, no.
Move your workout outside and try something gentle, such as yoga or swimming in an outdoor pool. Experts suggest wearing a cap which makes your head sweat, thereby cooling it down, and carrying a towel soaked in cold water to spare your brow. 7 a.m, get your moisturiser. Oh, this is a good one. Moisturiser straight from the fridge. Oh, yes.
What? Moisturiser?
Straight from the fridge. Ah, that sounds like a nice one, that does, lad. You should try it. You can use some of mine, bring some of mine in. It's not your usual shop.
Oh, right,
brand.
okay, yeah, I thought we were going there.
Swap your usual cream for one containing aloe vera, a plant extract which contains 96% water. Experts advise keeping it in the fridge. There's no scientific reason. When applying deodorant, resist the urge to spray on more than normal. Excessive use can block the sweat pores.
But, for a cooler deodorant, put it in the fridge. Is that where they're going?
I bet that's nice, actually.
I don't know. Is that safe? They're supposed to expose it to high temperatures. But
deodorant gives us all cancer, yeah? I was thinking about this a lot the other day. Been thinking a lot because I can't sleep. Deodorant gives us cancer.
There was that rumour about 5 years ago.
Because it's firing out... I've got some deodorant with me because I was staying in a hotel.
The antiperspirant stuff was the one everyone was fussing about,
Because
wasn't it?
it's metal. You're firing out... There's like metal in it. Let's have a look at the ingredients of... a pretty standard...
Yeah, because I bought some hippie deodorant after that scare.
Antiperspirant.
And I still had disco rings.
What's Cassif doing now? All right, well... what was it? I don't care. So let's have a look at the ingredients. How do you find ingredients? Butane. So that's what pumps it out. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Easy.
Oh gosh, I can't really read it. Cyclopentasiloxane parfum. I can't understand any of this. And cancer. Okay, right. So that's it. That's actually one of the ingredients. Well, that explains it then. That really does explain it. But it does. You're pumping metal and all kinds of shiz into pores. I imagine that skin there is quite thin. That means it gets in your body. I wonder. I don't know this, and I'm literally just thinking out loud. And I hope anyone doesn't think I'm being offensive. Has anyone done a study into deodorant, antiperspirant, and, for example, breast cancer?
Yeah, that was the thing.
That was the thing, wasn't it? And what's the lymph nodes? They're in the arm, aren't they? Because quite often, I know when my mum got breast cancer, that she also got it in her lymph nodes. They're quite often connected. And I wonder if there is any correlation between the two. It does seem weird.
Well, this is what cancer.gov says.
Yes?
Only a few studies have investigated a possible relationship between breast cancer and... Hang on. Let me just read that first before I go to that. Breast cancer and underarm antiperspirants or deodorants. One study published in 2002 didn't show any increase in risk for breast cancer among women who reported using an underarm antiperspirant or deodorant. So...
Okay. Well, in that case...
But there haven't been that many studies.
Okay, well, in that case, I stand by my statement, but also back away from it quite dramatically. It's probably best. Other ways to keep cool. 7:30, get dressed in lightweight layers. Skimpy clothes tend to be tighter, which traps moisture. Natural fibres such as cotton and linen are better than artificial ones. 8 a.m, make time for breakfast. When we're hot, the brain tricks the body into thinking we're not hungry, which is why people eat less in summer. The hypothalamus, the part of the brain which controls bodily functions, focuses on temperature rather than appetite. That's boring. 8:30, close the curtains. 9, walk to the office. 11, swap coffee for herbal tea. Get stuffed! No one is stopping me having my coffee! 12. Chill the pulse points, man. To stop the midday heat from going to your head, try running your wrists under a cold tap for 5 seconds and repeating every couple of hours. These are boring. 1:30, switch your sandwich for salad. 2 p.m, make an ice fan for the office. Basic fans are no good in searing heat. All they do is circulate warm air around a warm room. That's incorrect. If you've got a fan blasting off in your face, it cools you down. I don't mean that like in a fan of the show or anything. I don't mean like you, Gatford.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, make an ice fan by positioning a shallow bowl of iced water in front of a tabletop fan and enjoy a cooling mist as it picks up cold water particles. You can also try turning your fan round the other way. Angling it towards an open window pushes hot air out rather than blowing it in your face. 3 p.m, squeeze in a siesta. Oh yeah, that's practical for people with jobs. Fill a paddling pool for pets. Refresh your eyes with a cue. Ah, you're all dickheads. Let's go to the bar. I'm angry. Let's go to the break.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio.
The big story of the day on Talk Radio with the Times. Know your Times. Every weekday from 6:30, join Julia Hartley-Brewer for in-depth analysis of the morning headlines. Don't just be informed, be well informed with fearless debate.
Yeah, I'm touching my balls, yeah. Touching my balls, yeah. Touching my balls, yeah. Won't you please touch my balls? I'm begging you.
Give your nephew a buzz cut. Pretty good at haircuts. Open a proper salad.
From a broken ball sack.
Chop,
Won't you please touch my balls, yeah.
More hands.
I'm begging please touch my balls, yeah.
Relax until the morning. Direct Line keeps up with your world when you make changes to your staff, stock or location. Change to us and we won't be beaten on price. Can your business insurance do that? Search Direct Line for business.
New customers only, excluding VAT, cover on equivalent basis to ours, qualifying criteria apply under River UK Insurance Limited.
Finger up my
This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board today's flight. As we're currently behind schedule, we're going to skip all the pre-flight checks and just proceed with takeoff. I've given the tyres a kick and I think we've got enough fuel to get there and the...
Hey, Daniel's on YouTube. Hey, Daniel. Who we were speaking to was playing Fortnite. Hey, man. Nice to see you, Daniel.
Checks. So why drive without them? Highways England recommends you check your tyres, fuel and oil before every long journey. For more information on vehicle safety checks, search Think.
Across the UK, online and on DAB. Weekends with Penny Smith.
On Talk Radio.
I'm Penny Smith. Join me on Talk Radio for the perfect weekend breakfast. I'm going to be reviewing the papers, taking a look at all the best new film, book and theatre releases, and I'm going to be chatting to a whole host of celebrity guests, live in the studio.
Weekends with Penny Smith. Saturday and Sunday morning from 7.
On Talk Radio, we'll get you talking.
Kick off your slippers. Don't go to bed. The party is just starting.
You can sleep when you're dead. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
By the way, it's got to be said, I know they pay our wages, but the character assassination of Katie Price in The Sun today is outrageous. Outrageous. Blasting her for doing obviously posed photographs. Guys, you've been working with her on that plan for the last 20 years. So don't suddenly call her out for it. There is a disgusting... I read bits of it and I looked at the headlines and the photo captions. There's a disgusting 2-page assassination of that woman, who the Sun have made a fortune off her as she's made a fortune off them. And now they're going, do you know what? We're not playing anymore. In fact, we're going to point our finger and laugh at you. It is disgusting. Shame on those scumbags that wrote that. Let's go to Gary. Good evening, Gatford.
Evening, boss and bossette.
What have you got?
Did you get the text in the Daily Star today about Katie Puckett?
No, mate, because we did it about 12:30 last night.
Ah.
Do you not know how papers are made?
No.
Thanks very much for calling. That will probably be in a little bit, if it goes in, it'll be in tomorrow. Hello, David.
Hello. Sorry, I was on hold forever. Deodorants.
Yes?
The best one is by...
Turn your radio off, please. Turn your radio off.
Oh. Hang on, turned it off. Yeah.
No. Yes?
Hello. Yeah, the best deodorant is bicarbonate soda.
Who's Carbonate of Soda?
No, bicarbonate of soda.
I don't know who Carbonate of Soda are. Are they what is this, a company?
No. It's something you use in baking and cooking, and you.
Oh, bicarbonate of soda. I'm so sorry, I misunderstood. All right. Well, how are you going to use that as a deodorant?
Well, what it does is it stops. A very eminent doctor told me many years ago, and I've used it since. And you use it as a powder, and you put it in your armpits, and it stops the bacteria smelling.
But do you not get like bread rolls appearing under there or something?
No. Try it. But apparently it works better for women because they shave.
Okay, but so I can try it on my balls then.
Well, you could, but it definitely works.
All right. Do you know what?
If it doesn't work, you'll still get a lovely rise on them.
Do you know what, David? So do you do that then?
Yes, I do, and I've tried it for years after the very eminent doc told me, because I didn't believe him, because it doesn't contain, or most antiperspirants contain aluminium.
This is aluminium. I knew there was a kind of metal in there. David, nice one, man. Thank you very much indeed. I got a cab to a hotel last night because I was doing some filming, and it was lovely because the windows were open, it was hot, the roads were empty, and I got in there, and suddenly I was transported. But there's a here's the thing, right, because I'll go off a couple of tangents. There's a memory that's trying to get out of my head, okay? And it's been trying to get out of my head for the last couple of years. And it's a memory from one of two... when I was a kid, I certainly went to Butlins, I think, in Bognor Regis. I either went there once or I went twice to a holiday camp. I don't know. I don't remember very much about it. I remember bits of it. I remember getting told off for heckling the magician. I remember arguing with a rough kid that was going to smash a mouse's head in with a brick.
Oh, gosh. I
remember being late for the treasure hunt. And I remember the embarrassment of my granddad was there and going on the trampoline and having to empty out my pockets, and there were loads of people watching, so I just bounced on it twice and I got off. I remember all of this, right? But there's something trying to get out. And I know this because I keep, over the last 2 or 3, 4 years, I keep just catching a glimpse of things at a certain angle, and I'm reminded of this holiday. It may have been 2 holidays, I don't quite know. And it just reveals like a half a second more. I don't know if anything traumatic happened. It may have been something traumatic I blacked out, or it may be nothing. But my brain is trying to just find it. Like, there are some houses near where I live in Slough, some flats, and if I go past them and just glance at them at the right angle, suddenly I'm in this sort of chalet complex. And last night, looking out of the window, there was something in the car that took me back to this place, and I'm thinking, what is it? There's something in this car. Then I realised it was a smell, right? Then I realised it was the smell of the driver, and it wasn't an unpleasant smell. What it was, he smelt of a bar of soap.
Right.
A bar of soap. Because no one uses bars of soap anymore. It's all the hand gel. No one uses a bar of soap. And once I realised what it was, it kind of took me back to that holiday camp again, and then youth a bit. And then I just wallowed in this smell of this fresh, clean-smelling gentleman who smelt of soap, a bar of soap. And I thought, man, when I get my house, I'm having bars of soap in the bathrooms, because it was such a wonderful, pure smell. It was incredible. I loved it. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
You know the difference?
Yeah, definitely. Because, and when you say bar of soap, I think of being a kid and my dad washing my face with a bar of soap and a flannel, right? Don't do that anymore, do we? It's all flipping wipes and, liquid hand wash and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get a bar of soap in... Because that was the thing, when I first moved into my first flat, I remember buying a soap dish.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this thing is always like got crappy, residue in the bottom of it, and this soap always goes sort of if there's only one person using the soap. When we were kids, you'd use a bar of soap a week.
I am going to treat myself to a 4-pack of Imperial Leather.
I was going to say Imperial Leather was the posh stuff.
Do you remember the advert for Imperial Leather?
Yes.
And it was like a weird family, slightly incestuous.
In space.
One was in space, one was on a luxury Orient Express type train.
But there was always there'd be like a
yeah,
and this little compartment would come out with this Imperial Leather.
It was a really nice smell. Yeah. And I enjoyed that. We got a couple of calls. Should we take a couple of calls? Have you got something you want to do?
No, go on.
All right, let's go to Daniel first. Good evening, Daniel.
Good evening.
Hey, man, what can we do for you?
So I was watching on YouTube, and I thought I'd give it a call.
You're not Daniel we were speaking to earlier, are you?
No, but he was the one who sent me.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's the
Playing Fortnite with him right now.
Shut the front door. Are you?
Yep.
Come on, man. It's 9 minutes to 1. You shouldn't be playing Fortnite. You should still be out drinking hooch.
Oh.
Okay, fine. Are you any good at Fortnite?
What, sorry?
Are you any good at Fortnite?
Yep.
How many games have you won?
Few thousand.
Shut up, man. You're just making that up now.
No.
I don't believe you for a second. Anyway, listen, thanks for calling. We've got to move on. Let's go to, Ben. Good evening, Ben.
Hello, Ian. I heard you talking about breast cancer.
Yes.
And antiperspirants or whatever.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. This isn't the guy that was rude to you, was it?
No.
Okay, sorry, Ben. I was thinking, you sounded like someone else. Yeah, go on, man.
No, my dad got prostate cancer years ago.
Where was he spraying the deodorant?
No, mate. Dairy products.
No.
We're not cows. We shouldn't be drinking that stuff.
Okay, yeah, but every man gets prostate cancer at some point if they live long enough. Every man gets prostate cancer.
Well, not if you go to areas on the planet that don't have dairy in their diet. If you go to areas like Japan's got double the population of Britain.
Yeah.
Yet they've got literally. I mean, I don't know how many cases of prostate cancer and breast cancer. I mean, put it this way, America...
Google prostate cancer in Japan, please. I know they don't have much dairy over there, and buying cheese is a nightmare. But they could be... But, no. Every man will get prostate cancer.
Yeah, but what... No.
Yeah. You get an old guy who's in his 80s and he dies of something. You go and examine his prostate, he'll have a little bit of cancer in there.
Oh, man. Oh, well...
That's true.
All I know is if you go areas on the planet where they don't have...
Well, hang on a minute. Catherine Boyle is researching that as we speak.
There's something here. Prostate.net.
Well, okay, let's find a website that's not...
We are not cows.
I know we're not cows, man, but you're a tit.
But why do we drink that stuff?
Well, because it tastes so good!
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to sell goat's milk without... I mean, they have to write goat's milk on it. So why don't they say cows semi-sim milk?
Because we all assume... No, because that's a stupid thing to say, because we all assume...
I think it's all about the farmers and the land.
Oh, don't be such a... No, don't talk conspiracy theory.
Right.
No, but listen, Ben, we don't put cow's milk because, well, first of all, a lot of milk has a picture of a cow on it, but we as a species assume that milk we are buying is from cows. Goat's milk is labelled because that's the unusual milk.
Well, a lot of kids these days in schools, apparently they did a survey, these young kids in primary school, they didn't even know that chips were made from potatoes.
What's that got to do with cows?
We are the only species on the planet that consumes another
so what? It tastes delicious. Yeah, you're talking about potatoes.
Who started it? Who started it?
I don't know, a pervert, but he got lucky.
Wealthy landowners gave the milk to the peasant labourers on the land.
Oh, Ben, you're talking nonsense, man. Milk is not a conspiracy.
It's not. Would you consume pig's milk?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've consumed cat's milk.
Would you put your ex-wife's breast?
Oh, what is that? What is that? What has my ex-wife's breast got to do with it? You absolute tit.
No, I'm saying, mate, she's human.
Why are you bringing her into it, you idiot?
Because she's a female. I'm just saying.
Well, why don't you bring another female in, you idiot? You're talking rubbish.
All right.
Thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No.
That line of argument.
Yeah.
I found loads of websites all spouting the same thing, and they're all kind of go natural remedies, for cancer treatments and stuff. So I can't find anything academic.
I don't even know what he said about my ex-wife. Just what do you think to bring up? But to claim that cow's milk is a conspiracy theory brought about by wealthy landowners.
Want to keep our lives short.
I love a bit of cheese and milk. I'm not going to.
You know who had prostate cancer though?
Who?
Emperor of Japan. It's true.
Which one? Hirohito?
Yes.
The fella just called
How
in.
he avoided being tried as a war criminal, the world will never know.
The fella just called in and said, you don't get prostate cancer, you got it.
I heard it in Japan,
yeah. You heard it in Japan? Wow, you've got it quick. How are you doing, Paul Ross?
I'm not too bad.
Did you get to sleep last night?
Not so much. I tried, but it's just
not happening, is it,
I went in the kitchen, turned the oven on full, opened the door and had a cool down. It's been that hot.
We've got at least another week of this.
I've just seen the front page of today's papers. They're talking about 37 degrees Celsius. We spoke to people in Japan last night. They had 41.1.
Oh, they're
the hottest
struggling
it's
over
ever
there.
been in Tokyo. And they had 30,000 cases of people collapsing with heat stroke in one day.
And that horrific thing that's happened in Greece. I've got family in Greece. I had one of the Greek cousins was in that area where the thing happened that day and got out earlier on. But, it's awful, man. But they all jumped in the sea. But the temperature was something like 600 degrees at the fire, so they're burning in the sea.
And also that means you suffer. Anyway, let's not.
It's horrendous, man. It's horrendous.
Awful.
Anyway.
On the show tonight, one big story I want to talk to people about, the cannibal galaxy that devoured the Milky Way sibling, and we found it. And we've got the details on that tonight.
Yeah,
it
it
absorbed and drained the energy from a whole galaxy.
Wow.
Andromeda. It's coming our way. I made that last bit up.
Mate, you could terrify so many people with that stuff.
It's the great stuff about this is that there's a guy who'll come on who'll be very dispassionate.
Yeah.
He's analysed it. He spent his life doing it. Not worried at all about it. That's what I love about these boffins. And we're also talking about the strange thing that's happening. You know, Donald Trump doesn't really agree with climate change, although we're living through it. A remarkable story, and I'm not going to be able to sell this in the time we've got, but about barnacle geese and what they're going through because of climate change.
Wow.
They used to fly 3,000 kilometres, to nest and to lay their eggs. When the females arrived, they had to sit on those eggs for 3 weeks. Okay, so they like to build up their stocks and they got food on the way. Now they're having to do it in one hit. They don't stop and feed at night. So the chicks, and what's happening though, in our lifetime, in the last 30 years, the way they migrate has evolved. It's astonishing how quickly nature reacts. So cannibal galaxies and barnacle geese, you don't get that elsewhere, despite Steve Allen's 4am spike.
Basically, what you're saying is we're all doomed. Tonight's show is
and you just told me that I'm going to die with, not of prostate cancer.
No,
cheers, mate.
All men get it.
Cheers, mate. I'm closer to 80 than you are. Cheers, pal. And your notion that if an old bloke of 80 dies and you look at his prostate, why would you? What kind of weird autopsy are you going through in your head?
This is the thing. All men get it because your body's rotting. It's your body's rotting. Catherine, back me up.
I'm a bit worried about mine, to be honest.
Let me have a look. No.
Right, I'm sticking with the cannibal galaxy.
Dear listener, thank you very much. Stick around for Paul Ross. Thank you very much, Catherine. Thank you, Sam. Thank you to most of the calls. I'm sorry, Andre, we didn't have time for you tonight.
Oh, mate, no worries. See you tomorrow.
Well, that was very politely taken, wasn't it? What a nice guy. We'll be back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta!
Talk Radio. Digital debate.